Back at the Dell Diamond here on the ITT Technical Institute pregame show as we get set for Game 2 of this four-game series. First pitch coming up in about 14 minutes. Bill Elson with you here on the ticket. And let's take a look at yesterday's Texas League action on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. Come from behind victory for Wichita yesterday. They ended a 5-game losing streak, defeating Midland 6-5. Wichita needed 4 runs in the 8th inning to come from behind for the victory. Corey Aldridge tied the game with a 3-run homer. Chad Santos, the Wichita first baseman, knocked in the winning run with an RBI double, bringing home Corey Hart. And that gave the Wranglers a 6-5 victory as Wichita overcomes 3 errors. Billy Kempinger picked up his second win of the season. Jorge Vasquez saved his 7th. Aldridge with that home run, his 3rd of the year. And the Wranglers stick to a game behind the Tulsa Drillers. We'll give you the Drillers score in a second. Yesterday also Frisco defeating San Antonio by the final score of 2-1 in a very well-pitched game by both teams. Frisco right-hander Kelvin Jimenez picked up his 2nd win of the year, allowing just 1 unearned run in 7 innings. Gave up 4 hits, struck out 2, walked just 2. Billy Sylvester come into the league and saved 8 games. Saved another yesterday with 2 scoreless innings. Jared Thomas took the loss in relief as Frisco scored the winning run in the 8th inning to break a 1-1 tie. The winning run scored on a double by Titus Meadows. He knocked in Will Smith with that winning run. And also, it was Tulsa's left-handed starting pitcher, Jeff Mathis, picking up his league-leading 10th win of the season against no losses as a 3-0 win for Tulsa against El Paso last night. Francis struck out 11 batters, raising his league-leading total in strikeouts to 112. The number 2 strikeout pitcher of the Texas League was yesterday's Round Rock starter, Ezekiel Estacio. He's at 77. You can see how great of a season Francis is having, comparing him to the rest of the pitchers in the Texas League. Francis lowered his ERA to 187, walked only 2, gave up 3 hits and 6 in the 3rd. Brian Spire pitched the 9th as he saved his league-leading 21st of the season. Ryan Shealy gave the Drillers all the offense they would need in the 1st inning with a 2-run homer, his 10th of the season, and the Drillers went on to that victory. Again, the final score was 3-0. One game is already completed in the Texas League today. They played 11 innings at Tulsa, and the Diablos with a wild 8-7 victory as 7 runs were scored in the 11th inning, 4 by the Diablos, 3 of them on a 3-run triple by Dante Brooks. West knocked in another one with a single. The Drillers got an RBI single from Tony Miller and a 2-run single from Michael Roseman. They had the tying run in scoring position for the final out. Ryan Shealy, as he was struck out by Pete Sakaris. And Sakaris nailed down the save. It was his 9th of the season. Drillers got 2 homers for Jason Nix. He has 7 on the year. Eric Leclerc, the winner, is 3-0. El Paso also got a home run from Chris Snyder as the Diablos won for the 6th time in their last 7 games. Other games in the Texas League, one of them just starting right now at San Antonio, where the Frisco Rough Riders battle the Missions for the 2nd game of that series. Frisco's all-star lefty Sam Narron takes the mound with a 5-0 record. San Antonio sends southpaw Chris Key to the mound. His record is 1-2. And Midland and Wichita, that game should have been started about 55 minutes ago, but we have no score coming out of Wichita right now. We'll try to get you an update on that score as well as the San Antonio Frisco scores. We go throughout the broadcast today on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. Now for a look at the AgPro Farm Report and a glance around the Anaheim Angels minor league system, brought to you by AgPro of England, your John Deere dealer. You can always get a hold of AgPro online, at 800-264-2524 for AgPro. Starting with the big league crop, the Angels yesterday were defeated by the Chicago Cubs, and right now those two teams playing in Southern California. They're playing in the 11th inning. Chicago just took the lead in the top of the 11th. The Chicago 5, the Angels 4. Francisco Rodriguez with a couple of scoreless innings. He will not figure into the decision. Casey Cochran 0 for 3, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Casey's batting average has fallen to .222. Sean Figgins in the lineup for the Angels. He's 2 for 5 right now, playing second base and third base. Adam Kennedy 0 for 3, and Alfredo Amezaga 1 for 4. If you take a look at some of the former Travs that are in the starting lineup right now for the Anaheim Angels. Now over to the minor league phase of the AgPro Farm Report, starting in Salt Lake in the Coast League. The Stingers lost yesterday 7-4 to the Sacramento River Cats. Former Traveler Mike Brunet ran his AAA record to 1 win against 7 losses, allowing 1 run on 3 hits walked 3, struck out 5 in 7 innings. One of Mike's best starts at AAA. To get him, his record drops to 1-7. Stingers didn't score a run until the 9th inning. Casey Smith hit an RBI triple, and Jake Thrower had an RBI double, but the Stingers fell to 23-38, last place in the PCL North. Rancho Cucamonga was eliminated from the first half division title race in the California League South, losing to Lancaster by the final score of 9-5. That drops the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes to 29-33. They got a homer from former traveler Ryan Buddy, shortstop Eric Abar, and third baseman Greg Porter, each a couple of hits. Again, the Quakes were eliminated from the playoff race. Hopefully they'll get back into it in the second half. The Cedar Rapids Colonels moved into first place in the Midwest League with a 6-3 decision against the Beloit Snappers. It was the Colonels' 4th straight win and their 9th in their last 10. Cedar Rapids is 38-23, just getting back into first place after a couple of months either in second or third. Shortstop Brandon Wood hits 2 base hits with 3 RBIs, had a 2-run double as he highlighted a 4-run 4th inning. He also had a solo homer. Wood is having a very good season up there at Single-A Cedar Rapids, and I think we're going to see him in a Trav uniform sometime in the next 2 years. Michael DeMar gave up 1 run on 8 hits, a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts in 7 innings, and the right-hander picked up his 5th win of the season. That's the AgPro Farm Report. Glance around the Anaheim Angels minor league system, brought to you by AgPro of England, your John Deere dealer. You can get a hold of AgPro at 800-264-2524 for AgPro. We'll return after this short break with more on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. Plenty of finals across the major leagues today, and we'll run down those final scores after this on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Frank, what are you doing here? Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry.
First one to aisle 5, like the other. Coke.
Yeah, you're on. Yo, Tony Stewart, you jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop driving my car.
Yeah, sir.
Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Case of Coke says I need you to register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
Introducing fresh taste salads from Sonic. Has been made to order by hand with care for your very own fresh taste salad. At Sonic, we make them the way you'd make them at home, if you had the time. We start with the freshest ingredients, add your choice of tender grilled chicken, crispy jumbo popcorn chicken, or Santa Fe grilled chicken. You even get your pick of your favorite Hidden Valley dressings. So try a new fresh taste salad from Sonic today. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Synonymous. Words alike in significance and meaning, like summer and baseball. Baseball and Ray Winder Field. Ray Winder Field and hot dogs. Hot dogs and Coca-Cola. Yes, Coke is joining the Crabs All-Star lineup this summer right alongside the future Anaheim Angels wearing the Travelers uniform. Enjoy the best value in family entertainment in Central Arkansas. Ray Winder Field, the Arkansas Travelers, and Coke. 3 summer classics. Call 664-1555 or visit our website at Crabs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. KDXE, North Little Rock.
Welcome back to the ICT Technical Institute pregame show. Just about 5 minutes until first pitch. Phil Elson here with you. Let's run down the quick Southwest Airlines here with Major League scoreboard. One game in the National League. Houston over Milwaukee 5-4 as Jeff Kent hits his 10th home run of the season. Jose Vizcaino hits his first. Houston with that victory pulling to it in 2 games of the first place Cardinals in the Central Division. In interleague play, Cleveland 10, Cincinnati 8. Ken Griffey Jr. hit his 499th career home run, his 18th of the season. Willie Mopena hit a first-inning grand slam, but not enough as Cleveland wins by 2 runs. The Yankees battled back against San Diego on back-to-back homers in the ninth by Kenny Lawson and Hideki Matsui. Then the Padres scored 3 in the 12th. New York comes back with 4, and the Yankees win in 12, 6-5 over the Padres. Florida 9-2 winners over Detroit. Juan Pierre hit his first home run of the season. Dontrell Willis won for the 6th time. Arizona 5-3 winners at Toronto. Former Diablo second baseman Scott Hairston had 3 hits, including his 4th home run. Randy Johnson picked up his 9th win of the season. Tampa Bay scores a run on the bottom of the 9th inning, and they defeat Colorado 3-2. Sean Chacon with the losses 0-4. Jesus Colomé the winner 1-0. Barry Bonds hits home run number 18 on the season as he leads San Francisco to a 7-3 win at Baltimore. St. Louis all over the Rangers, 13-2, with John Mabry hitting a 3-run homer, his third of the season. Scott Rowland added his 17th. Woody Williams won for the fourth time. The Mets 5, the Royals 2. That's the final at Kansas City. Mike Piazza hit homer number 14, and Tom Glavine 7 strong innings for his 7th win. Philadelphia 2-1 defeating Minnesota. Real Cormier picked up his third win. Billy Wagner back in the bullpen for the Phillies saved his ninth. White Sox 10-3 over Atlanta. Frank Thomas and Joe Creedy hit home runs. Right now in the bottom of the 11th at Chicago 5, Anaheim 4. Final score out of Seattle 8-1. The Mariners beat up on the Expos with John Olerud hitting his third home run. Joe Pinheiro won for the second time. Oakland sent Pittsburgh to their 8th consecutive loss, 13-6. The A's get homers from Scott Hatterberg, Eric Burns, and Adam Melhuse. Mark Mulder, the winner, is 8-2. And the game on ESPN tonight is the Dodgers and the Boston Red Sox. Hideo Nomo and Pedro Martinez are the starting pitchers. That is the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. And Southwest Airlines, of course, is your gateway to over 60 destinations across the United States out of Little Rock National Airport. You can pick them up online at southwest.com. We'll have the starting lineup and the first pitch of this game between the Arkansas Travelers and the Round Rock Express after this break here on the Ticket, Total Sports 1380.
Ameripride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. Ameripride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an Ameripride consultant. Also specializing in the finest quality table linen, rental mat, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for Ameripride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers. He joined the Air Force in 1964 and served in Vietnam. He commanded forces in the far corners of the globe. Rising through the ranks, he served as a 3-star general at the Pentagon. You'd think 30 years of distinguished service would be plenty. But if you're Norman G. Leasy, Lieutenant General, retired United States Air Force, that's just the beginning. Today, he's pursuing a new career as Walmart's Vice President of National Government Relations. Norm's journey took him near and far, through Asia, Scandinavia, Europe, the Middle East, and Webster University, where he earned a master's degree that served him well in his career. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge. For real-world success.
For more information about graduate degrees from Webster University in Little Rock, visit them on the web at webster.edu or call them 800-828-2598.
Time for baseball. That's at Dell Diamond as the Round Rock Express and the Arkansas Travelers are set for Game 2 of a 4-game series. Round Rock holding a 3-2 advantage in the season series against Arkansas. They've won 3 in a row against the Travs after the Travelers beat them last weekend at Ray Winder on a Friday and a Saturday night. Round Rock has not just won against the Travs, they've come from behind for 3 wins in a row. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. We begin with the Express. They'll have their center fielder Charlton Jimerson leading off, playing left field today. Mike Rodriguez batting second is in center field. The third hitter, shortstop Tommy Whiteman, cleaning up is Todd Self. He's playing first base. Round Rock's number 5 batter is Mike Hill. He'll play right field with Even on Coffey starting in the 6th spot. Coffey playing second base. David Matrenga starts at the hot corner. He'll bat 7th. Hector Jimenez has 4 hits yesterday. He'll bat 8th and catch. John Topolsky batting 9th is the Round Rock designated hitter. Now for the Arkansas Travelers, it is Alberto Callaspo leading off at shortstop today. Batting second, Tommy Murphy. Murphy in center field. Hitting in the 3-hole, Travs right fielder Nick Gorneault. Dallas McPherson riding a 4-game home run streak, leading the league with 18 homers and 65 RBIs. McPherson cleaning up at third base again. Jeff Mathis batting in the 5 spot is the designated hitter. Rudy Gomez batting 6th. Rudy playing second base with Mike Elward at first base. Mike will bat 7th. The catcher tonight, Brent Del Chiaro, batting 8th, and Carlos Duncan bats 9th. Duncan will be in left field. Starting pitchers for tonight's game at the Dell Diamond. Marco Sullivan making the start for the Travs, an emergency start with last week's doubleheader, leaving an open spot of the rotation. O'Sullivan will be the first of the Travs relief pitchers to come out today. There's going to be a whole bevy of them coming out of the bullpen today. On the mound for the Round Rock Express, right-handed starting pitcher Tim McClaskey. His record 3-1, 2 saves. His ERA 3.81. And it's Alberto Callaspo stepping into the batter's box as we're ready. Here's the first pitch. Alberto will swing and line it over second base. It goes into right center field for a base hit. The right fielder Hill cuts it off, throws it to the infield, and Callaspo with a wide turn, but he stops at first with a leadoff single. 1 pitch, 1 base hit. First time that Callaspo has actually had the first hit of the game on the first pitch in a while. Hasn't been quite as aggressive at the plate as usual. First pitch today came at 7:07. Game time temperature 88 degrees here at the Dell Diamond with the sun high above the stands coming over the third base side of the field. Tommy Murphy will take a pitch outside for a ball. Callaspo was only 8 for his previous 40 until that base hit. He had gone 0 for 5 yesterday. And maybe a nice start to this game for the Travs to get Callaspo on base. And maybe he can start getting a little bit of a hot bat. Murphy batting left-handed, the switch hitter. With a 1-0 count, he swings, grounds one towards first base, goes under the glove of Self and down the right field line. Callaspo on his way to third base. Boykin's going to wave him around third. Here's a cutoff throw from the second baseman. He holds onto the ball. And Callaspo scores standing up. And the Travs get ahead 1-0. Call it a double for Tommy Murphy. His 12th of the season, his 28th run batted in, and the Travs grab the lead. Point up 3 pitches into the game today, and the Travs get ahead. Going up there swinging early in the count against McClaskey, who throws a lot of change-ups. He pitches backwards, meaning he'll start off with a lot of change-ups and off-speed pitches and try to fool batters with the fastball every once in a while. Murphy trying for third base. He gets there with no throw. The pitch is a strike to Nick Gorneault. 0-1. Boy, Murphy just stole that base right off the pitcher. McClaskey never gave him a look. And that was the easiest base I've ever seen anybody have to steal. 13th swipe of the season for Murphy. The infield's going to hang back. The 0-1 to Gorneault. Called strike 2 inside corner. Gorneault has been very passive at the plate these days, taking a lot of pitches that otherwise earlier in the season he was going after. Yesterday, Gorneault 0 for 3. Struck out once. He did take a couple walks, and here he lines the 2-strike pitch into center field for a base hit. Murphy will score easily, and it's 2-0 Arkansas. RBI number 42 on the season for Gorneault. And that'll bring up Dallas McPherson. Well, the Travs yesterday scored 3 runs in the second inning and then went down in order for 3 consecutive innings with only 1 man reaching on an error. We're seeing them coming out swinging and getting some base hits. Already 2 runs, nobody out in the first. And Dallas McPherson standing at the batter's box. Runner at first base, Gorneault. The first pitch is popped up for shallow left field. Tommy Whiteman, the shortstop, trips out there. And in the shadows makes the catch for out number 1. Almost like backwards from yesterday's game when McPherson did all the hitting for the Travs, knocked in 6 of their 7 runs. Well, today, Callaspo, Murphy, and Gorneault already reached base. 2 runs score. And McPherson is the first out of the ball game. Jeff Mathis will step in. Mathis last night 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Right-handed batter. He's the DH today. And Gorneault running. Mathis swings and misses. The throw to second base is right on the money. Gorneault is tagged out by the second baseman. The Travs are coming out here, and they are getting aggressive. They've seen everybody swing at the first pitch with the exception of Gorneault, and then a hit-and-run play goes awry, and he's caught stealing for the second time this year. Good throw by Jimenez, right on the money. Couldn't have been any better. 0-1 to Mathis, swinging. He fouls it off the right side. Strike 2. The Travs jumping on McClaskey early here. Tim's having an all-star caliber season. 381 earned run average, 3 wins, 1 loss. He's been outstanding in the bullpen before jumping into the rotation recently as he offers ball 1 to Mathis down and in. Last time out, McClaskey did give up 6 runs in 5 innings. Best start of the year was 3 starts ago. He misses outside with a fastball that counts 2-2. McClaskey's fastball only about to the mid-80s, and that changeup is his best pitch. He'll wind up with the bases empty. The 2-2 to Mathis is popped out of play. 2 runs in, 3 base hits, but the bases empty on Gorneault's caught stealing. McClaskey shakes one side off, shakes off 2 more, and now goes with the 4th option, the 2-2 pitch. The changeup is ripped high and deep to left field. Way back, and you can kiss it goodbye. A solo homer for Jeff Mathis, and that 4th option for McClaskey was one he probably shouldn't have taken. Boy, that was a hanging changeup right down the middle, and home run number 9 for Jeff Mathis puts the Trav ahead 3-0. Home run number 8 off of McClaskey, and the 4th he's given up in his last 3 starts. And for Jeff, only his 2nd RBI in his last 11 games. He's not been swinging a very hot bat. Rudy Gomez, the 6th batter to come to the plate in the first inning, takes the ball. Rudy right-handed, hits .289, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. Here's the 1-0, and he'll take it for a strike. 1-1. In the 5 previous games the Travs have played against the Round Rock Express, McPherson had knocked in 11 of the Travs' 20 RBIs. Already, there's 3 batters with 1 RBI not named McPherson in the first inning. Gomez pops towards second, even on Coffey there to make the catch, and that'll end the first inning for the Travs with one of their best first innings in a while. 3 runs on 4 base hits. The 9th home run of the season for Jeff Mathis, and it's 3-0 Arkansas. We get into the bottom of the first inning here at the Dell Diamond on the ticket. Total Sports, 1380.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope.
Jackie Robinson was the first African-American to play Major League Baseball. While breaking baseball's color barrier, he faced angry crowds in every stadium. While playing one day in his home stadium in Brooklyn, he committed an error. His own fans began to ridicule him. He stood at second base, humiliated, while the fans yelled. Then shortstop Pee Wee Reese came over and stood next to him. He put his arm around Jackie Robinson and faced the crowd. Robinson later said that arm around his shoulder saved his career. I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the church at Rock Creek. Today, take a minute to encourage a friend. It may make their day.
For more information about Rock Creek, look on the web at churchatrockcreek.org. The Church at Rock Creek. It's not just church. It's life.
Quite a start to this game, folks. Travs get ahead 3-0 before Round Rock even comes to the plate. Dallas McPherson does not figure into the 3-run first inning. RBIs for Tommy Murphy on a double, RBI single for Nick Gorneault, and a solo homer ripped by Jeff Mathis. And Marco Sullivan already has some room to work with, as the Travs bullpen is going to take it from inning 1 through inning 9 today. And that is just by looking at how the bullpen has performed this season, that is a very tall order. The Travs pen on the season holds an ERA of 5.30. Recently, this month of June, the bullpen has given up 34 runs in 31 2/3 innings, and allowing a batting average of .363. And O'Sullivan has been one of the main reasons for that high earned run average, allowing 22 runs in his last 14 2/3 innings. So this is a very important appearance for O'Sullivan, for the team, also for himself, as he faces Charlton Jimerson, and the first pitch is thrown at him, and he had to duck underneath it. Now, I'm not saying O'Sullivan threw at him, but the pitch was pretty darn close to Jimerson's head as he squared around to bunt. And he takes his time walking away from the batter circle, about 15 feet. That's one of those pitches that makes your heart stop for a second. And with O'Sullivan throwing at about 94, 95 miles an hour. Here's the next pitch. And Jimerson takes it for a strike, 1-1. Didn't square around that time. Wasn't that close to the plate. O'Sullivan has not started a game this year. He's been out of the bullpen 22 times. The 1-1 pitch for a called strike, 1-2. Jimerson yesterday struck out 4 times, reached base once on a walk. It turned out to be the winning run as Jonathan Rowenhurst walked him to start the 8th inning. And he would come across on the 2-run double by Todd Self. Probably one of the most frustrating things about that ball game was seeing Rowenhurst walk Jimerson, which struck out 4 times previously, especially leading off an inning. Here's O'Sullivan's 1-2, and he takes care of Jimerson on a slider as he swings and misses. Nice-looking pitch by O'Sullivan. That slider has been very effective over the month of April, but ever since April, O'Sullivan just has not had his best stuff. His pitches have had way too much of the plate, hasn't been aiming at the corners, and if he has been aiming at the corners, he's been hitting right down the middle. But Mark certainly has the stuff to get out. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, tight slider. It has not been able to put it all together. David Matranga stepping in. That's Mike Rodriguez up to the plate. He'll take ball 1 downstairs. Matranga batting 7th, just that they sort of look like each other. Rodriguez, 2 hits yesterday, his first in almost a month. He had missed 3 weeks with a sprained hamstring, and he sends a shot to shallow center field. Tommy Murphy charging in, and he makes the catch. 2 outs, and Rodriguez back into the dugout after a 2-for-5 game yesterday. Travs grab a 3-0 lead on the top of the first, and O'Sullivan sets down the first 2 Round Rock batters. And Tony Whiteman steps into the batter's box. Whiteman part of Round Rock's 3-run rally in the 3rd inning yesterday with an RBI double, as the Round Rock Express tied the game at 3 after the Travs jumped ahead. Pitch from O'Sullivan down and away, ball 1. O'Sullivan, 6'2", 200-pounder out of Rollins College in Florida, 26 years old. His 1-0 pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes on Whiteman. Whiteman, one of the top hitters in the league, hitting .339. He ranked 4th in the Texas League in batting average, 8 homers. That is tied with even on Coffey for the Round Rock lead, and it's 43 runs batted in. A 2-0 count, and O'Sullivan's pitch is hit up the middle for a smooth base hit. Nice piece of hitting by Whiteman. Took a fastball at the letters, drilled it back up the box. Whiteman with his 2nd base hit of the series, and Todd Self comes up next. O'Sullivan's ERA is 6.11. Most of that over the previous 2 months. Mark had allowed only 1 run in 10 innings in the month of April. Then May and June combined, he's given up 22 runs in only 18 innings. He just retired 2 batters to start this spring, gave up a single to Whiteman. And now Self, who knocked in the winning run for Round Rock yesterday with an 8th inning double, steps in. Tall left-handed batter, tall in the box. He'll take a pitch low for a ball. Balls and strikes today called by Chris Tiller. Toshi Uchikawa is the 3rd base umpire. Jason Kaiser is the 1st base ump. Kaiser yesterday ejected Tyrone Boykin for arguing call at 2nd base. The 1-0 pitch, and Self hits it to shallow left field. Back on it now, Duncan, plenty of room. And Carlos there to make the catch. That'll end the 1st inning. So the Travs hold on to that 3-0 lead as we get into the 2nd. That's the Dell Diamond here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-tank trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend specialist just what you need to take a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to visit historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles. From luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations. Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 1319 Pike Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the Yellow Pages for more information. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
I'm 71. I'm 65. I'm 68. I'm 53. I'm 70. I'm 47. And we've all had a heart attack. A heart attack can happen at any age. In fact, every year, nearly twice as many women die from heart disease than from all forms of cancer combined, making heart disease the leading killer of women. I'm 57. I'm 49. I'm 38. Baptist Health, Arkansas's premier heart care leader, is working to increase awareness of heart disease and its symptoms. and to let you know what you can do to prevent it, like paying attention to your diet, watching your blood pressure, and regular exercise. With a little effort on your part, you have the potential to add years to your life. For a free brochure about heart disease, call 1-888-BAPTIST or visit our website at Baptist-Health.com. Baptist Health, all our best.
One inning in the books at the Dell Diamond as we head into the second. 3-0 Travs leading. The bottom third of the order coming to the plate as Arkansas sent 6 batters up to the plate in the first inning against Tim McClaskey. 3 runs on 4 base hits, including a home run by Jeff Mathis. The first Travs homer against Round Rock, not hit by Dallas McPherson. Mike Elworth leads off the second inning and takes down low for a ball. Mike had a day off from the field yesterday, started as the DH. Mike with some awful pain in his foot. He's been hit on his foot so many times with foul balls. It's basically on the end of his foot, down towards the pinky toe. It's giving him the most problem. He'll take a strike to count 1-1. Mike still was able to muster out a base hit yesterday. He was 1 for 4. His average is .264 this year, and a changeup from McClaskey swung on and missed by Ellis. On deck, Brent Del Chiaro and then Carlos Duncan. Second year for McClaskey in a Round Rock uniform. Here's his 1-2. Elwood check swing on a slider. They appeal to first. No swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McClaskey joined the Express last year, midway through the season, after starting with the Central League Ozark Mountain Ducks up there in Missouri. It was his first foray and his only foray into independent ball. There's that changeup, and Elwood takes it off the outside corner. Count full on Elwood, 3-2. 3 homers from Mike, 32 runs batted in. See if he can start another rally here in the second inning. McClaskey winds up the right-hander's payoff pitch. That changeup, and Elwood couldn't lay off it as he swings and misses. Strikeout number 1 on the game for McClaskey. And his 36th of the season in 55 innings. For a team that lost as many games as last year's Express did, 94 of them to be exact, McClaskey didn't pitch poorly, had a winning record, 5-4. Had some time in the rotation, also made a few appearances in the bullpen. Brent Del Chiaro, the batter, takes a strike, 0-1. Brent getting his second start of the year against Round Rock. He's gone 1 for 2 last Sunday at Ray Winder Field with an RBI and a sac fly. He'll take away 1-1. Trav's backup catcher, Del Chiaro, hitting .277, 2 homers, 9 runs batted in. So pretty productive player when he gets in there. Here's the 1-1 from McClaskey. It's that changeup low and outside, 2-1. Originally, McClaskey came out of Muscatine College in Iowa. NAIA program. Was a draftee of the Marlins in 1995. There's a changeup, and Del Chiaro swings and misses. You're going to see about 70% changeup from McClaskey. Or this is radio, you're going to hear about 70% changeup from McClaskey. 2-2 count, the windup. And Del Chiaro stays off that slider. The count 3-2. On deck, Carlos Duncan. McClaskey has really bounced around. Spent time with the Marlins. Twice, 2 different times with Florida. Been with the Athletics. Spent time at spring training with Detroit. Del Chiaro gets a hold of one, a drive towards center field. Back in it is Rodriguez, and he makes the catch in front of the warning track. It is pretty deep out to center field, 400 feet. And Del Chiaro lined it out there about 390 feet. For out number 2 of the second inning. And Carlos Duncan up next. McClaskey is 28 years old, is fairly advanced for this level of baseball, been around for 9 years. He pitched in the Texas League with Midland in 2002 in his only season as an Athletics farmhand as he misses to Duncan with the first pitch. 3-0 lead for the Arkansas Travelers. We're in the top of the second. Ace has emptied 2 outs. Duncan, 2 hits yesterday, raised his average to .274, and he swings and hits a hard grounder towards third. Dave Matrango with a backhand play. His throw across the diamond is in time. And the Travs, who scored 3 runs in the first inning, go down in order in the second. Still 3-0 Arkansas. Bottom of the second after this fresh on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Winder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Winder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. There's something else to walk in, Yellow Book, not the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Not the other book.
Sung here in the background by Naughty by Nature. And the fans here are cheering Travs third baseman Dallas McPherson as Dallas dances around with Bird Search, the entertainment brought out here. You've seen Bird Search before at Ray Winder Field, I know that for a fact. Dallas got tricked into dancing with Bird Search, and he promptly had his glove stolen. And he had his glove thrown away by Bird Search over the center field fence. Well, unfortunately, Dallas is going to have to get a glove if he's going to play third base here in the second inning. Always nice to pick on the visiting team, right? Well, Dallas will have his real glove brought out to him by Tim Bittner, stopped out from the first base dugout. And Dallas, who showed some moves. Dallas has gotten into the participation aspect of baseball besides the actual playing the game. You were at the midget wrestling show at Ray Winder Field a couple of Fridays ago. You remember Dallas was the manager for Beautiful Bobby, and he even went out and attacked Magic 105's Crawford, the manager for Little Cato. And now McPherson dancing in front of the paid fans at the Dell Diamond. Nice job, Dallas. Don't quit your day job. Or your night job, since we mostly play night games. Right now, the Travs ahead 3-0 against the Express in the bottom of the second inning. And McPherson with a smile on his face, still enjoying the limelight of dancing in front of a few thousand people. And Mike Hill fouls the first pitch off for a strike. You know what? And Dallas he's the kind of hitter who will remember what pitch he hit a home run off of, but something tells me he'll always remember dancing in front of a few thousand fans in Round Rock, Texas. Nice move. Looked like Danny Terrio. The 0-1 to Mike Hill is high and tight, 1-1. Hill batting fifth in the Round Rock order. He's followed by Ivan Coffey and David Matrango. 309 average for the right-handed batter. Still no homers in his 18th game with the Express this year, and he sends a sky shot for shallow right field. Close to the foul line, Nick Gorneault drifts in, and Nick is there to make the catch. One away in the second inning, and Hill is now followed by Ivan Coffey. Surprised in the lineup today to see Coffey not in the lineup, is the fact that he's playing second base. Coffey has been a designated hitter for quite a few games this year. But today, the Express starting him at second base, a position that he hadn't played much until this year. And this is a guy in Coffee who's been playing professionally for about 10 seasons. Mostly played third base and a little shortstop in his early years as an Orioles farmhand. Basically a full-time DH this year with the Express. And there's a strike to the left-handed slugger. Coffee tied for the Express lead with 8 homers. He's knocked in 22, but his batting average is only 200. Bases empty, and O'Sullivan's 0-1 is hammered deep to right field down the line. That ball's going to hook foul. Boy, that ball got out of here in a jiffy. But nothing more than a long, deep strike as O'Sullivan hangs the changeup to Coffee, and he just killed it. Coffee just a little bit too far in front of it. So a count 0-2. O'Sullivan with 1 strikeout. He's allowed 1 hit to the first 5 batters. 2-strike count. O'Sullivan with a deep breath. And there, Coffee steps out of the batter's box. Last night, Coffee 1 for 3. He was hit by a pitch. He walked. He also struck out, had 1 single. O'Sullivan steps off the rubber again, and the catcher Del Chiaro heads out to the mound to speak with him. It was a surprise to see O'Sullivan's name called as the starting pitcher today. Tyrone Boykin had mentioned it last night that it was going to be a bullpen game. That usually means that Scott Schneider would come out of the bullpen to start. But instead it's Mark O'Sullivan who gets the surprise start. Here's an 0-2, and Coffee has to turn away from a fastball that's thrown towards his feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes. O'Sullivan, a 25th round pick of the Angels in 2001, didn't make his first starting appearance until the tail end of the 2002 season in Cedar Rapids. Coffee a ground ball foul into the first base seat. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. O'Sullivan that season had success as a reliever, but as a starting pitcher, he went 0-3 in 3 starts. And today his first start since then. Coffee stays alive, fouling off another pitch towards his shoe top. Still 1-2. Trav 3, round rock nothing in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Trav rallied for 3 runs in the top of the 1st. RBI double by Tommy Murphy. Gorneault knocked a run home with a single, and Mathis with a solo home run. 1-2 pitch turns Coffee away on a tight fastball. O'Sullivan with a 2-2 count as he climbs back on the mound. Mark is 6'2", 200 pounds. Here's his windup, his 2-2 pitch. And he's fouled back in with that slider. Coffee just getting a piece. Mark out of Andover, Massachusetts. He has curly red hair. Very pale skin, sort of red. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it's fouled off again. Quite a few members of Massachusetts out here. Well, not members, but citizens of Massachusetts. Playing or working for the Travs. O'Sullivan, along with Nick Gorneault, both from Massachusetts. Pitch turns Coffee away, and the count runs full 3-2. Travs' new strength and conditioning coach. Polar Bear, his nickname. Real name is Rich. He's also from Massachusetts. Pretty wicked. 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. Another changeup by O'Sullivan, and Coffee has just been wasting changeup after slider. 6 foul balls out of 11 pitches thrown. 1 away, and O'Sullivan and Coffee in a battle here. Mark's pitch fouled off the foot of Coffee. Ouch. Coffee stays upright, didn't crumble down. Mark came with a fastball towards the knees. That's 11 pitches from O'Sullivan to even on Coffee. And Mark is working on a pitch count. He's not really supposed to throw more than 50 pitches. Maybe a little bit more than that if he can. He's up almost a fifth of him here. Coffee grounds another 1 foul on the right side of O'Sullivan's changeup. Found Coffee's bat. He's fouled off 3 in a row. And pitches in this sequence have been fouled away by even on Coffey. Something's got to give. Coffey stepping out of the batter's box. Wipes the sweat away from his face. The sun is no longer on the infield. Now in center and right. O'Sullivan winds up, and timeout is called by Coffey as he steps out. O'Sullivan did not throw the pitch, slowed down his windup, and now he's back on the mound. Here comes the 12th pitch of the at-bat. Swing and a miss, strike three. Coffey tried to hold back and check his swing, but he followed through, and O'Sullivan wins that battle. That was a tremendous job by Mark O'Sullivan. A lot of times you'll see a pitcher finally give in the last pitch after seeing 8 of their pitches fouled off. Well, let's see if I can get you to chase one. That time O'Sullivan still came at him. And a great job by Mark to register his second strikeout of the ballgame, his 23rd of the season in 29 2/3 innings. David Matranga steps in, and he'll take the first pitch for a called strike. First baseman Elwood's going to play off the line, but even with the bag, McPherson behind third, the middle infielders, Callaspo and Gomez at their normal depth. And the outfielders also normal depth as the 0-1 to Matranga is taken for strike two. Matranga, a .268 hitter, 3 homers and 21 runs batted in. He missed a lot of time earlier in the season, but last month, a weak injury kept him out for 3 weeks. He still has not fully recovered. He takes high and outside from O'Sullivan. 3-0 Arkansas, and O'Sullivan looking to get through 2 innings. The next pitch is hit towards shortstop. Callaspo coming in, rubs it on the side to throw off balance to first base, right on the money. And Matranga grounds out to shortstop, and O'Sullivan with 2 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 base hit. Well, the Travs ahead 3-0 as we get to the third. Here on the ticket, total score 1380.
I'm definitely not going back to my old razor. I'm going to stick with M3 Power.
Check out what guys are saying about new M3 Power, the first micro-power shaving system from Gillette.
I'm in shock right now. It's fantastic.
I feel like I'm getting a massage with this razor.
Wow, this is something new. I like this.
I feel like I'm not even shaving, really. With the M3 Power, it made me look forward to shaving.
Feel the power of the world's best shave. New M3 Power from Gillette, the best a man can get.
I'm a brain surgeon. I'm not an engineer. I don't know how the thing works. I just know it works.
And now with weather on the hour, here's meteorologist Jenna Moran.
Thanks so much, Tom. It looks like the jet stream will usher in temperatures way below normal. Clouds will be with us all this week. No sunshine is expected for quite some time. Also, heavy wind advisories will be in effect with the possibility for downed trees and power lines. But there is good news on the way.
What's that, Jenna?
I just saved a bunch of money on car insurance by switching to Geico.
See what you could save. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance.
I think I'd maybe add some bushes saved as name please. I'm a Carrier air conditioner. Isolation of some trophies that keep the view comfortable. Shoot, Dougie.
For unmatched expertise, Carrier stands alone. Our air conditioners with fuel and refrigerant are energy efficient and environmentally sound. No wonder Carrier's trusted in more homes than any other brand. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select Carrier systems. Call 1-800-CARRIER for a dealer near you. Some restrictions apply. See participating dealer for details. Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Travs taking a 3-0 lead into the top of the third inning at the Dell Diamond. Travs losing 2 games in a row after the doubleheader sweep of San Antonio on Thursday. A couple of tough losses. 2 games that the Travs feel like they could have won, and actually over the past 9 games the Travs have felt they could have won all 9 of them. And a lot of teams coming from behind, and Travs fading towards the end of games. Alberto Callaspo leads off the third inning and takes a called strike from Tim McClaskey. McClaskey's the first 5 batters he's faced. 4 of them reached base on hits. He's set down the last 4. Callaspo sends a grounder to shortstop. Whiteman there to field it. Crow hops throw to first base, and there's one away. Alberto had singled and scored in the first inning, and now he's 1 for 2. Bill Elson out here at the Dell Diamond with you. The first night game we played on a Sunday this year. And the first Sunday night game of the season, I believe, out here in Round Rock. 2 other games in the Texas League are night games. San Antonio playing host to Frisco. Wichita hosting Midland. 1 game already a final. El Paso defeated Tulsa 8-7. That helps out the Travs. Tommy Murphy takes high and outside for a ball. With that loss, Tulsa falls to a half game in front of the Wranglers. Wichita can tie them for first with a win. It's outside to Murphy, 2-0. Currently, the Wranglers trail Midland 1-0 in the top of the fifth inning at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Murphy doubled the first run home 2 innings ago. And he'll take high and away, 3-0. With Tommy now in a 5-game hit streak, that's his second second double during that stretch. He also has one triple. He scored 6 runs. Bases empty, 1 out. The count 3-0 on Murph. McClaskey's pitch comes to the knees for a called strike. So the Travs now 2.5 games out. To start tomorrow's action, 2 games out of first place. 3-1 pitch to Murphy. Called strike 2 on the inside corner, and Murphy was about to toss his bat away. He thought he had first base. Home plate umpire Chris Tiller thought elsewise. On deck, Nick Gorneault. Murphy trying to reach base. After going 2 for 5 yesterday, he's reached base 3 consecutive at-bats. And a taken third strike on the outside corner. Murphy disagreed with each of the last 2 called strikes by Chris Tiller. And a look of pure shock on Tommy's face when he saw that one called for a strike as he heads back into the dugout. McClaskey has set down 6 batters in a row ever since Jeff Mathis peppered a 2-2 pitch to left field for a solo homer. Nick Gorneault takes a strike outside corner. That strike zone expand a little bit. Tiller's going to start giving the corners. That should quicken this game up a little bit. It'll help Marco Sullivan. Gorneault check swing goes around on the slider, way ahead of it. 2-strike count on the Travs right fielder. Gorneault knocked in the Travs' second run with a base hit in the first inning on this same count, 0-2. And the next pitch from McClaskey is hit in a line drive to center field, charging Rodriguez. He makes the catch right at his belt buckle, and the Travs go down in order for the second consecutive inning. Still 3-0. Travs take the lead in the bottom of the third, and we're back after this on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Zero down this weekend. 0% financing. One dealership. Rebates to $5,000. Watney Chevrolet in Jacksonville is slashing prices. Cavalier, $99.88. Only $168 a month. The new Chevy Aveo, just $79.88. A brand new car for $158 a month at Watney. 04 Colorado truck, price slashed to $11,988. $198 a month. Plus, save $12,000 on new Suburban. Tahoe's $10,000 off at Watney. This weekend only, and only at Watney Chevrolet in Jacksonville. An American Revolution. The Group Credit See dealer for details.
Listen, the crack of the bat, the distant whine of a lawnmower, the sounds of summer. A season when you try to spend as much time outside and out of the kitchen as possible. And when Del Monte can-do recipes come in handy. Del Monte steps up to the plate with simple, nutritious mealtime solutions using 3 steps or less that you can prepare in 20 minutes or less, and they're free. Sound good? Simple mealtime solutions that will have you saying, hey, I can do that.
Look for Del Monte vegetables at your local Harvest Foods. Harvest Foods, an Arkansas company serving Arkansans.
Berserk performing for the fans out here at the Dell Diamond. The Travs leading 3-0 as we get to the bottom of the third. Here on the ticket, Total Sports 1380. Phil Elson alongside you. And fans, don't forget the Travs are not going to be back in town until the very end of the month. Travs return to Ray Winder Field Monday, June 28th as the Round Rock Express make their final regular season trip of the 2004 season. The highlight of the upcoming homestand will be the first fireworks in the Rock as we celebrate Independence Day 3 days early at the old ballpark. Thursday, July 1st, as you can come out and enjoy fireworks after the Travs Express ball game, courtesy of Allstate Insurance. First 1,000 fans to the ballpark on Thursday, July 1st receive a free mini car, a Hot Wheels mini car, courtesy of Orlando Frost. That game at 7:10. More information available online at www.travs.com, as every single promotion will be listed on the Travs website. Also, you can pick up all sorts of Travs merchandise, buy your tickets, updated statistics, and check out the Travs roster. Again, online, www.travs.com. Arkansas 3, Round Rock Zip. Mark O'Sullivan has set down 4 batters in a row, and 6 of the first 7 men he's faced. Hector Jimenez leads off for the Express, their young prospect catcher. Switch hitter, bats left-handed. And the first pitch from O'Sullivan is called for a high strike, 0-1. Jimenez, 4 hits yesterday. Raised his average from 223 to 243. He scored 3 runs and was basically the catalyst to the Express offense. The 0-1 pitch is low and outside from O'Sullivan, and the count 1-1. Mark already going 2 innings. And O'Sullivan hasn't had a few appearances this year more than 2 innings. Very rarely see him go 2 these days with pitch down and in. The count 2-1. Mark is coming off of, however, a fine appearance against San Antonio in the final game of the series against the Missions on Friday. Mark with 2 scoreless innings, just allowing 1 infield single. So he has now tossed 4 consecutive scoreless innings. All coming after the game last Monday at Rawinder Field when he gave up 7 runs in a third of an inning to the Express. Here's a line shot down the first base line. Fair. Gorneault hustles into the corner and shifts it up. Here comes the throw to second, and Jimenez already there with a stand-up double. So Jimenez with his 5th base hit of the series. He's 5 for 6 so far. Number 9 batter John Topolsky coming up next. He's a designated hitter for the Express. Topolsky has hit 6 home runs this year. His last one came against the Travs at Rawinder Field last weekend. Left-handed batter waves the bat back and forth. He holds it close to his hips and he drives it deep to right field. Gorneault going back to the warning track, and it's gone. A 2-run homer for John Topolsky. First pitch ripped over the right field fence, and the Express get back to within 1 run. Fourth home run O'Sullivan has allowed this season. Charles Jimerson coming up as Round Rock has scored twice without an out recorded in the 3rd inning. O'Sullivan going to work on Jimerson, and he missed the outside corner. Jimerson struck out in the 1st. The home run for Topolsky, his 7th of the season, and 2nd against Trav pitchers. Jimerson fouls one back, the count 1-1. So the warning signs are already going off. O'Sullivan has been a streaky pitcher this year, meaning that when he pitches well, he really does pitch very well. But when he does not pitch well, he's very easy to hit. And the stats certainly have proven that. 1-1, right at the knees for a called strike, nice thing. What O'Sullivan needs to do here is to settle down. He's throwing that fastball on the corner. Doesn't matter how hard he throws it. If it comes right down the middle, it can get timed. Batters are waiting for it. They can kill it. The 1-2 to Jimerson. A high fastball, 2-2. Topolsky batting only .229 coming into this game. And the first pitch, a 2-run homer. O'Sullivan winds the 2-2. Fouled back this way. Still an even count. Mike Rodriguez on deck, then Tommy Whiteman and Todd Self. What the Travs are looking for from O'Sullivan is as many innings as they can give him, but with caution, leaving him in too long just to get innings. With 2-2 down and outside, the count runs full. certainly want to get as many innings as you can from your starter, but you don't want to push a reliever who's taking an emergency start. 3-2 pitch, called strike 3. A fastball on the outside corner. Jimerson has struck out 6 times in 7 plate appearances. Mike Rodriguez stepping in, the center fielder, flied out to center in the first. Left-handed batter, compact frame. He can fly. First pitch from O'Sullivan is taken low for a ball. Well, Mark lowering his ERA against Round Rock from 162. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Nice change-up, 1-1. Mark entered last Monday's game against the Express with the Travs behind by 1 run. That was immediately following even on Coffey's 3-run homer against Tim Bittner. Took a 3-1 Travs lead and a 4-3 Round Rock advantage. The 1-1 to Rodriguez is sent towards the gap in left center. Carlos Duncan hustling in there, and he gets there, makes the catch. O'Sullivan promptly gave up 7 runs. And the Travs ended up losing that ball game by 11 runs. By 7 runs. They lost the game 11-4. Round Rock really put a hurting on O'Sullivan. Whiteman grounds towards shortstop. Callaspo charges in. A nice glove, a nice throw. And the inning over. So O'Sullivan rebounds nicely after allowing a leadoff double and a 2-run homer. And the Express jump on the scoreboard. 2 runs, 2 hits, nobody left on base. Travs 3, Express 2 after 3 innings of play. And we'll be back after these messages.
Pig and Chick has always given you and your family the best choices in great food. Many of you are now watching those carbs, and although the Pig and Chick menu has always offered great low-carb items, there's now a special low-carb menu featuring items with the same great taste Pig and Chick is famous for. Of course, you'll still find those great Pig and Chick ribs, barbecue sandwiches, catfish, gourmet sandwiches, chicken, steaks, and more. Bring the whole family for a relaxing dinner. Now hurry, get it to go. Pig and Chick, 7824 Highway 107 in Sherwood. Open 10:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Hit a home run with your family tonight, whether you're planning a meal before the game or snacks for the game. Remember to include milk, cheese, and yogurt in the game plan. 3 servings a day of dairy is the right amount to help keep your body healthy. It's easy. Just look for the 3-a-day logo on your favorite calcium-rich dairy food at your local retailer. For more information, including recipes and coupons, visit www.3aday.org. Have you had your 3 a day today? The power of team.
Stone Lakes Golf Course is one of Central Arkansas's hidden sports gems. Located just 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road, Stone Lake features a unique link-style course and some of the most reasonable green fees around, complete with driving range plus chipping and putting greens and a full-range snack bar. Stone Lakes has everything a good duffer needs. Check out a hole-by-hole description on stonelakes.net or call 945-0945 for Stone Lakes.
Back at the Dell Diamond, the Travs led 3-0 after 1 inning. Now it's down to a 3-2 lead. Dallas McPherson leads off for Arkansas against Tim McClaskey. McClaskey has retired the last 7 batters in order. We got McPherson to pop out to shortstop in the first inning. And now it's Dallas leading off the 4th. Mathis and Gomez to follow. McClaskey, right-handed pitcher, goes into his windup, and the first offering, McPherson takes it high. Over those last 7 hitters, McClaskey struck out 2 hitters, 2 lineouts to center field, 2 groundouts on the infield. The 1-0 to Mack is outside, ball 2. A home run yesterday, the Travs' first grand slam of the season. McPherson's 14th in his last 23 games. And he'll get a base hit to right field on the 2-0 pitch. But Dallas continues his hot hitting. Hasn't homered yet today. He'll get a couple more chances to hit. McPherson has now stretched his hitting streak to 8 games in a row. That's the longest hitting streak of the season for Dallas. And he reaches base on a leadoff single here in the 4th. The Travelers' 5th hit of the ball game. And here's Jeff Mathis. Mathis had the 4th base hit. Now it's back in the 1st. And Mathis will swing at the first pitch, a pop-up on the right side of the infield. Even on Coffey into the gap at second base to make the catch. And a quick first out for Tim McClaskey. Another change to the Traps rotation for tomorrow's game. As Arkansas has Marco Sullivan pitching tonight, Willie Collazo will pitch on 3 days rest tomorrow. With Corey Lee missing his time through the rotation. Corey complaining of a little pain in his throwing arm. Here's Rudy Gomez with swing and a miss on a McClaskey slider. Lee has given the Traps 3 starts. He's pitched pretty well. But a guy who hasn't pitched in well over a year until late May. And so his arm needs at least 1 time off through the rotation. So it's going to be Collazo tomorrow and Jake Woods on the series finale Tuesday. McPherson goes back to first base. There's McClaskey with a very slow pickoff move. Dallas leads off. First baseman Self holding him on. Dallas has a 4-step lead. The stretch by McClaskey, a long pause. The pitch, and Gomez sends it towards left center. Here comes Jimerson charging, sliding. He's got it for the catch. McPherson off the back at first. The throw is dropped by the first baseman Self. Good throw by Jimerson and a very nice sliding catch. And McPherson just got back ahead of that throw, and it was dropped anyway. Put a star next to Jimerson's name for that catch in left field. Very athletic player. We've seen him in center field this year, mostly. Mike Rodriguez instead gets to start in center. 2 outs. Gomez really hit that ball on the money. Mike Elward, the batter, he struck out in the 2nd inning, and he'll take a first pitch strike from McClaskey. Now, the other question is, who's going to start the first game of the Traps series in San Antonio? It was supposed to be Collazo. We might see Tim Bittner come out and pitch the first game of that series. 0-1 count. McClaskey's pitch is down for a ball, 1-1. Arkansas 3, Round Rock 2 in the top of the 4th at the Dell Diamond. Traps losing yesterday 10-7. Only the 5th game this season that the Traps score at least 5 runs but still lose. The Traps have won 24 games when scoring 5 or more runs, and they're already 3/5 of the way there. Elward grounds one foul past third base. And now McClaskey leads the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Traps just do not lose many games when they score 5 runs. Last time they had lost a game like that. We go back to the 10-inning loss against San Antonio last Tuesday when the Traps allowed 7 unearned runs. Pitch fouled off the right side, and the count remains 1-2. Bit of a disturbing trend. The Traps have lost the last 2 games that they've scored 5 runs or more. That really does tell you that the bullpen is not getting the job done. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Elward. McPherson had a leadoff single. He's still at first base. Elward takes the changeup just outside. Very close. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sun continues to set past the first base seats, casting a glare to the right fielder, Mike Hill. He's pulled his hat pretty far down. McClaskey, with his glove on his knee, has the sign now to the stretch. Count 2-2. The pitch. Swing and a foul back. They've already announced the attendance at the Dell Diamond at 9,228. Last night they announced just under 11,000. Big crowd last night. And today a beautiful day here in Central Texas. No threat of storms. Yesterday we did have a few threats, and they've never materialized. Toss to first. McPherson gets back standing up. The American flag, the Texas flag, the Round Rock Express flag, all waving comfortably in the breeze in right center. Not blowing all that hard. The stretch is 2-2 count. There goes McPherson. Elward takes the pitch high. The throw to second is waiting for Dallas. He's out on a perfect peg by Hector Jimenez. The second traveler to be caught stealing. And McPherson ends the fourth inning caught stealing for the fifth time this year. Travs go scoreless for the third consecutive frame. And we go into the bottom of the fourth inning. Arkansas 3, Round Rock 2.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. KDXE, North Little Rock.
Meet Bob, the carpenter. He's smart. He's a pro, and he wants the best for his family. What does he do? Join the union. Bob knows that a union carpenter maximizes his earning power, gets family insurance, and a pension plan he can count on. Plus, a union carpenter has access to union training, learning new skills, and advancing his career. Carpenters, pile drivers, floor layers, and millwrights. Join now and start enjoying the benefits. Call the Arkansas Regional Council of Carpenters at 501-568-2500 for more information.
Frank, what are you doing here?
Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You?
Sorry.
First one to aisle 5 like the other.
Yeah, you're on.
Yo, Tony Stewart, you jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop drafting my car. Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Case of Coke says I didn't choose a register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
It's baseball season again. Listen to the sounds of Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Stopped on the ground with the shortstop. Beck gets it. He goes to second for 1 out. Duncan to first. Whack him up. A double play. Right. Right field. Way back. You got get out of here. And that, folks, is a game-winning homer. The Travelers win the game.
Sound like fun? Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Call 664-1555 or log on to Travs.com.
Arkansas Travelers Baseball rolls along into the bottom of the fourth inning at the Dell Diamond. Brought to you this year by Miller Lite. And if you're counting carbs, Miller Lite contains half the carbs of Bud Light, and Miller Lite tastes great. You can grab an ice-cold Miller Lite can this season at Ray Winder Field. And, of course, don't forget about the rest of the fine beer selection. Bitburgers, Pabst Blue Ribbons, Coronas, Fosters, all brought to you by the friends at Harbor Distributing. 3-2 lead for the Travelers. Marco Sullivan gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the third on a homer by John Topolsky, but he rallied back to set down the final 3 hitters of the third inning. He'll face the middle third of the Round Rock order in his fourth. Todd Self, Mike Hill, and even on Coffee against the Travs righty. Travs get a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. That's Rich Fisher starting to throw, so it looks like the first 2 pitchers the Travs used today, O'Sullivan and Fisher, the 2 Travs pitchers that have struggled the most this season, with the exception of Dan Mazingo and Cliff Smith, who lost their roster spot. The Travs can get a victory out of those 2 pitchers, and certainly they've done something right. Self, a left-handed batter, leads off and takes a strike as O'Sullivan starts him with a changeup. Self flied out to left field in the first inning. He is 2 for 5 in the series. O'Sullivan's 0-1 is grounded foul, weakly on the right side, rolls up on the grass and dives for a strike, and it's 0-2. Self has a very nice-looking left-handed swing and a balanced approach at the plate. He does take a lot of pitches, but he will also walk quite a bit. He works deep in the count and is pretty disciplined. But he's down 0-2 on O'Sullivan. Marcus struck out 3 batters, including Charlton Jimerson twice. And the 2-strike pitch is high and tight, and that'll back Self off. Good pitch by O'Sullivan. I think that's mostly what Ty Boykin and Kernan Ronan have been trying to talk to Mark about, is the idea of pitching inside, and not even just to get an out, but for effect. 1-2. Fouled off the left side, and the count remains 1-2. Ball hit off of the second deck luxury suite level. Bounced back to the field. With the additions at the Dell Diamond, not only did they add the new home run porch over the left field fence, they also added about 6 new luxury suites. Stretching further down the third base line, 1-2, and self-popped it shallow left center field. Duncan got a good break on it. Carlos is there, and he'll make the catch. 1 away. Self 0 for 2, flying to Duncan twice. Also, along with the new additions at the ballpark here, is a new walkway that stretches from the second deck all the way out to the home run porch. The home run porch just looks like it was built along with this ballpark, but it's brand new. Right on top of the home clubhouse building, way past the left field fence. And they actually have rocking chairs on the bottom of the home run porch. That makes it feel more like a porch. Mike Hill takes high and inside for a ball. Now all they're missing is a transistor radio and some ice-cold lemonade. And it'll feel like they're home. The 1-0. And that's high from O'Sullivan. 2 balls, no strikes. Arkansas 3, Round Rock 2. Trav scored all 3 of their runs in the first inning. RBIs for Tommy Murphy, Nick Gorneault, and a solo homer by Jeff Mathis. The Express tallied 2 runs on a homer by John Topolsky in the third. Hill takes the third pitch down and away, 3 balls, no strikes. O'Sullivan might be towards the end of his reign, and if he gives the Traps 4 innings, he certainly has done his job. 3-0 pitch popped up behind the plate towards the seat chasing Del Chiaro, and Brent runs out of room. The ball lands 2 rows deep. Foul ball, strike 1. Not the right pitch for Hill to be swinging at on 3-0. Batters are taught now that if you get a 3-0 pitch right where you like it, right down the middle, then by all means go after it. But it looked like he swung at that pitch towards his ankle. O'Sullivan back on the hill. He hasn't walked a batter yet. He struck out 3, given up 3 hits. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Down and in, ball 4. Tried the change up, doesn't get the call. 1-out walk puts the tying run aboard for the first time today. Even on Coffey, the batter. Coffey, a dangerous left-handed hitter who almost hit a home run 2 innings ago. Instead, he ripped a deep drive foul past the right field fence. Brent Del Chiaro heads out to the mound to chat with O'Sullivan. They need to talk about how to pitch to Coffey. Not only did Coffey hit that foul ball home run, but he also fouled off about 8 pitches in a sequence that lasted 13 pitches, with O'Sullivan winning the battle, striking him out on a changeup. Tyrone Boykin coming out of the Travs dugout. That might be it for O'Sullivan. Fisher has been warming up ever since the Travs were finished hitting after the top of the fourth. And Boykin, right now I think it's probably better to have a quick hook than a late hook, especially dealing with a reliever. And never mind how O'Sullivan's pitched this year. He hasn't pitched more than 3 or 2 2/3 innings at all this season, so he has to be cautious. Boykin brings the entire infield to the bullpen mound, to the pitcher's mound. And as the home plate umpire, Chris Killer, comes out from the home plate area, Boykin points out to the right field pen. He's going to make the change. Rich Fisher will be coming in from the bullpen as Mark O'Sullivan gives the Travs 3 1/3 strong innings. Good job for Mark O'Sullivan. That was nice to watch. We owe you a 60-second pitching change break, brought to you by Fox Sports Southwest. And for the best Major League Baseball action, you can tune in every night to the Southwest Regional Sports Report on Fox Sportsnet. Available on Comcast. Fox Sports Southwest has all the best Major League and college baseball coverage every night at 10 o'clock. Again, check your local listings for Fox Sportsnet and the Southwest Regional Sports Report. The new pitcher is Rich Fisher. He'll look to hold the 3-2 lead for the Travelers when we return after this.
Remember the good old days before Fox Sportsnet, when you'd watch a sports report for like an hour before they even mentioned your hometown teams? And then if you blinked, you missed it? Sure, you remember. The good old days really sucked. Nightly at 10, it's the Southwest Sports Report on Fox Sportsnet. 34 minutes every night dedicated to the scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown team. Your team, your town, your show. The Sports Report at 10. Only on Fox Sportsnet.
There's the windup sitting on the way, and you can catch the Traz online at www.traz.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Traz game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Traz online at traz.com. Purchase tickets, Traz souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you can buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, you'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.traz.com.
Rich Fisher enters the ball game with an earned run average of 10.80. The young right-hander out of Riverside, California, called upon to protect a one-run lead in the bottom of the fourth at the Dell Diamond. Travs 3, the Express 2. Marco Sullivan gives the Travs 3 and a third innings, allowing 3 hits. So far, 2 runs. They allowed 1 homer, walked 1 batter, the final man he faced. Mark struck out 3. He'll get a no decision, no matter what happens. He's only responsible for the runner at first, Mike Hill. So Fisher enters the ball game. Last time we saw Fish 3 days ago against San Antonio in the second game of the doubleheader, in which the Travs gave Fisher a lead of 11 to. The lead at that point was 11 to 5. Fisher gave up 3 runs without retiring a batter. Raised his ERA up to 10.80. Appearance number 15 on the season for the 6'3 right-hander. Coffey the batter, left-handed, and he'll take a fastball at the letters. 0-1 after the called strike. Coffey whiffed against O'Sullivan in a monumental battle that lasted 13 pitches. And now Coffey faces off against Fisher. Runner at first, Mike Hill. The Travs infield looks for a double play ball. Here's the stretch. The kick and the pitch to Coffey. Called strike 2, low outside corner. Fisher with 1 scoreless inning so far this year against Round Rock. Back on June the 6th. Scoreless innings have been tough to come by for Fish. 2-strike pitch missing outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 away in the bottom of the fourth. Round Rock trailed 3-0 in the third inning yesterday. And the same thing today, and they're 1 run away from tying it. Stretch by Fisher. It counts 1-2. Here's the pitch. Coffey takes a slider down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Very important appearance for Rich Fisher. Every single game he pitches in could not be more important. 2-2 outside. Tried that slider, not getting any movement on it. And the count runs full to 3-2. Never like to see a pitcher walk the first batter he faces. That's just a warning sign of how they're going to pitch the rest of their appearance. And Fisher, who's had his confidence just down to an all-time low, needs to get it out to start his game here. Stretch and a throw to first base. Back in Hill, diving ahead of the throw. So who else is available out of the bullpen today for the Travs? Scott Schneider can pitch. Travs could use Hector Astacio, Cam Esslinger. Jonathan Rowenhurst unavailable. 3-2 pitch, the runner goes. Ball 4. Fisher had Coffey 0-2. He could not put him away. Fish did not have command of his breaking pitch. It's what he was trying to get the out on. David Matranga up to the batter's box. Matranga grounded out to shortstop in the second. Fisher could use a ground ball here. First pitch. A called strike on the slider, got the nice tight break on it. 0-1. Matranga 1 for 4 yesterday. And against the Travs this season, Matranga is 4 for 11. The 0-1, Matranga takes a high fastball that sailed away from Fisher. Rich very inconsistent right now, pitch to pitch. He made a couple of very nice pitches, followed by pitches way out of the strike zone. Tying run at second, one away. Fisher's 1-1. It popped into the first base seat for a strike. Rich has fallen not only off of the Angels' 40-man roster, fallen out of the Crabs' starting rotation, but he has fallen in the eyes of the Anaheim Angels. How can you have an ERA over 10 after the first 2 months and still be labeled a prospect? The 1-2 pitch misses outside. The fastball to 2-2. What Rich can do to save his season is pitch well out of the bullpen and try to regain his status. 2-2 pitch. Matranga takes inside. The slider almost hit the batter. Now the count is full at 3-2. Fisher in danger of walking the bases loaded. O'Sullivan started this inning, getting Todd Self to fly to left, but Mike Hill took a base on balls, as did even on Coffey after Fisher started him 0-2. Now a full count on Matranga. On deck, Hector Jimenez. Jimenez with 5 hits in the series. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded to shortstop, could be 2. Callaspo shuffles the Gomez 1 out, the relay to first, not in time. Could be 2, but wasn't 2. The Travs get the out at second base, 6-4. Matranga beats the relay. Hill advances to third base, and now Jimenez has a chance to tie the game. We've seen what the Travs pitchers do when they don't get double play. Fisher just got the ground ball he was looking for. Problem was it wasn't hit sharply enough. It was a nice job by Fisher to get the ground ball. But he was again 1 pitch out of the strike zone away from loading the bases with 1 out. Now 2 outs and express runners at the corners for their hottest hitter, Hector Jimenez. Jimenez played in just 1 game of their previous series at Frisco, going 0-2. He had only 3 base hits in his previous 11 at-bats before cracking 4 hits yesterday. He started his day today with a leadoff double in the 3rd inning and scored on Topolsky's homer. Crabs 3, Round Rock 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Jimenez will step in to the left side. He's knocked in 16 runs this year in 42 games. First pitch. Called strike on the fastball. Jimenez steps carefully into the batter's box. Straight away towards Fisher, crowding the play. And timeout called by the batter. Jimenez steps out quickly and now gets back in. Fisher holds the ball in the glove. Gets the sign. He's ready. Count 0-1. The pitch is hit in the air to left center field. That one's hit a ton. Going back on it is Duncan at the warning track. He makes the catch. Nice job by Duncan bringing that one in right at the billboards in left center field. And the Travs hold on to this precious 3-2 lead as Round Rock leaves 2 runners on base. We played 4 at the Dell Diamond. Arkansas Travelers 3, Round Rock Express 2.
Top Shoes has the largest selection and the lowest prices on shoes and boots for the entire family. Choose from a large selection. Glossy, Redwood, Justice, Wolverine, Chippewa, Carolina, hunting boots, hiking boots, work boots, steel toes, metatarsus guards, linesmen, electrical hazards, ESC, and uniforms.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what to do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing better, Dr. Pepper.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then, run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a deer. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at Ag Pro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
In the book here, the totals after 4 at the Dell Diamond. The Arkansas Travelers have scored 3 runs on 5 base hits. They have not committed an error. The Round Rock Express 2 runs on 3 base hits and no errors. Marco Sullivan, the Trap starting pitcher, has his line completed at 3 in the 3rd inning, giving up 3 hits and 2 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. O'Sullivan will not figure into the decision, even with him leaving with the Traps ahead by 1 run. Rich Fisher got the final 2 outs of the 4th inning and got Hector Jimenez to fly out to left center field, a deep fly out that a couple of the people in the press box thought might have gotten out of the ballpark if the wind was blowing at all out to left field, but the wind suddenly died down. Berserk continues his entertaining dances, if you're into that kind of stuff, out here on the field. That is Baby Berserk, the robot that he bounces around with. I think this is the 2nd time we've seen Berserk this season. It's still semi-entertaining. And there we go, off the field. Last night's promotion at the Dell Diamond was a clunker car night of sorts. They gave away 4 used cars. Of course, we in Arkansas give away 9 and 10 if we get the chance to. Clunker car night won't be until the 2nd Tuesday of August. You don't have to buy your tickets yet, folks. We'll have plenty of discount tickets available 3 weeks before Clunker Car Night. Next big promotion out at Ray Winder Field comes up on July the 1st as we finish off the series against the Round Rock Express with the first fireworks in the Rock. Always a great fireworks display at Ray Winder. If you saw the last one, you really would agree with that. It was a longer fireworks display than we had seen for a while out at Ray Winder Field, and we have that last one July 1st, a Thursday night, brought to you by Allstate Insurance. And the first 1,000 fans to the ballpark on July 1st get a free Hot Wheels mini car courtesy of Lando Frost. Traps first baseman Mike Elwert leads off the 5th inning, and he'll take inside for a ball from Tim McClaskey. McClaskey had Elwert at the plate in the 4th inning with 2 outs and 2 strikes, and McPherson was caught stealing second base to end the inning. And Elwert takes outside ball 2. McClaskey has allowed just 1 base hit in his last 3 innings. He's retired 9 of 10 batters ever since Jeff Mathis hit a solo homer in the 1st inning. And ball 3 to Elwert, down and away. On deck, Brent Del Chiaro and then Carlos Duncan. We'll have a chance to run down some scores. And the Texas League and the majors. We'll also check out the super regional scores from college baseball. Congratulations to the Razorbacks for getting into the College World Series. I know that they're pretty excited about it here in the Austin area as well, as it's the Horns and the Hogs in the first game of the College World Series. There's a strike to Elwert, and the count 3-1. Starting in the Texas League, where there was one final score, El Paso over Tulsa 8-7, a wild 11th inning. Elwert pops one towards the first base seat. And in this ballpark without much foul territory, it's about 10 rows deep. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Mike Elwert. Elwert struck out in the 2nd. El Paso scored 4 runs in the top of the 11th to take an 8-4 lead. 3-2 on Elwert. Here's a pitch from McClaskey. A change-up, ball 4. Leadoff walk to Elwert. First walk issued by McClaskey. David Brooks hit a 3-run triple to give the Diablos the lead. He later came around to score in a single, but Tulsa scored 3 runs after the tying run at second base when Ryan Shealy struck out to end the inning. And the Diablos won the game 8-7. Jason Nix a pair of home runs for the Drillers. He now has 7 on the year. Chris Snyder hit the only homer for El Paso. Drillers aided offensively with one of the top players in Major League Baseball, Preston Wilson, starting in center field for the Drillers. He batted third, went 1 for 4 with a run batted in. Shealy and Sean Garrett, 2 All-Stars for the Drillers, went a combined 0 for 11 with 8 strikeouts. Now, as if having Preston Wilson isn't enough, Drillers get Larry Walker tomorrow. There's a strike to Del Chiaro with an 0-1 count. 3-2 Travs lead, top of the fifth. Nobody out. Elwood at first. The Tulsa's going to have two of the best outfielders in the majors. For the final week of the first half of the season, they will have those players for at least 4 of the games that they play. The 0-1, a liner over first base hit, right field. Chasing it to the fence, Mike Hill. There goes Elwood to third base. Boykin puts on the stop sign. Del Chiaro to second with a double. Brent Del Chiaro with his first hit of the game. He's putting fat on the ball. He lined out in the second inning on a sharp drive to center. Now he collects his third double of the season, and the Travelers are in business in the fifth. Don't you always feel like it's a little bit unfair when you see a minor league team get a major league player, not just one but two all-stars in Wilson and Walker, down to a pennant race? And you just know for a fact the Travs just don't get any rehab assignments. And that's just the way it's going to be. Not as an Angels farm team. And with Anaheim having an affiliate in Rancho Cucamonga just an hour away. Here's Carlos Duncan. Infield's going to play back. Carlos takes ball one. Troy Gloss has been mentioned as a possible rehab candidate. He's not coming to Little Rock. Darren Erstad is rehabbing in Salt Lake. Garrett Anderson and Tim Salmon were in Rancho Cucamonga earlier this season. The 1-0 to Duncan, a grounder to third base, and right between the legs of Dave Ventranga. Elwood scores. Del Chiaro holds at third base. And the Travs get ahead 4-2. Call it a base hit for Carlos Duncan. The ball was hit right to Matranga. That could be scored as an error. Matranga got caught in between. He couldn't see if he wanted to charge on it or play back. He ended up getting caught on his heels. RBI single for Carlos Duncan. He had 2 hits yesterday. That's his 11th run batted in. Travs get back ahead by 2 runs. Del Chiaro to third base. Duncan at first. And here comes the Round Rock pitching coach, Joe Slusarski. Back to the scoreboard across the Texas League. 2 other games are currently in progress. And we keep a close eye on those games. San Antonio 5, Frisco 3. That's in the top of the 8th. And Midland, who were trailing 2-1 against Wichita after 5 innings, came back for 4 runs in the 7th. And the Rockhounds lead that game 5-2 after 7 innings. Those are the Texas League scores. Boy, the Travs could sure use some help from the West Division after last night, when Arkansas was the only East Division team to lose a game. We'll run down the Major League scores when the chance arises. All games across the Major Leagues are finals, except for the one game at Fenway Park between the Dodgers and the Sox. They're tied at 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Stepping into the batter's box, shortstop Alberto Callaspo. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. Callaspo is 1 for 2. There's a pickoff throw to first base. Duncan is out at third. Carlos Duncan actually fell for that step to third and the look at first. Inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable to get caught on that pickoff move. Todd Takayoshi is a coach who's going to tell you to get back. And the first pitch to Callaspo was down and in for a ball. The first out of the inning on a pickoff. Ty Boykin has complained openly about Carlos Duncan's ability to run the bases. Carlos has the 5 tools, but just does not know how to put it together. The infield is in, and Callaspo grounds one just foul past first base. Strike 1 on Alberto. Travs have gotten 1 run here in the 4th inning on Duncan's base hit. But even when he comes through with an RBI single, he gets picked off at first. Carlos was going to run with that pitch, but he was fooled by the fake move to third. Here's the stretch, and the 1-1 pitch to Callaspo is popped up on the infield. This does the team no good. First baseman Self comes in to make the catch, round number 2. Duncan getting picked off of first base just completely changes the makeup of this inning. But the Travs had the Express at their mercy, forcing them to play back for a double play with a runner at third. Duncan caught stealing, picked off. And then Callaspo, who was just going to look to put the ball on the ground, looked to put the ball in the air, and ends up popping out. Tommy Murphy had a pitch thrown behind him, ball one. It was still caught by the catcher, Jimenez. How did he bring that one in? Murphy doubled, knocked a run home, and scored in the first. He was caught looking in the third inning after having a 3-0 count. See if Murphy can knock in a run. The pitch is hit on the ground to first base. Self has it behind the bag. He takes it to the bag himself, and the inning is over. Travs managed one run, but certainly could have been a lot worse than that. One run on 2 base hits, one man picked off, one man stranded. And we take our game into the bottom of the 5th inning. Arkansas 4, Round Rock 2.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, missing tackle, peas and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Now in lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors, take a look at your feet. Let them hang up,
not the other book. When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Not the other book.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir. What's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir. This is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Halfway through tonight's action at the Dell Diamond, and starting to have the sun set behind the first base seats here in Round Rock. Bank of clouds starting to come overhead from the right field side. They turn a nice shade of pink and orange. Gorgeous night out here in Central Texas. So beautiful here in the Hill Country. 4-2 score. Travs with the lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rich Fisher out for his second inning of work. He replaced O'Sullivan with 1 out and 1 on in the 4th inning. Didn't allow a run. Don Topolsky starts the 5th inning for the Express. We'll be running down some Major League final scores on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard this inning. Houston over Milwaukee by the 5-4 final. Dan Maselli picks up a relief win. Topolsky, who homered in the third, swings and misses at the first pitch here. Ben Sheets took the loss, homered by Jeff Kent, his 10th of the season. Topolsky check swing. They'll appeal it. Did he go? No, says the third base umpire Uchikawa, and the count 1-1. Jose Vizcaíno finished with 3 hits, including his first home run of the season. Former Texas League Player of the Year, Round Rock, Jason Lane, 2 hits. Topolsky, a line shot to right fielder Nick Gorneault, and he's got it for out number 1. A sinking line drive that Nick had to take 2 steps back for before bringing it in. Cleveland, 10-8 winners against Cincinnati. Ken Griffey Jr. with 1 home run. And he is now 1 shy of 500 on his career. He hit his 18th this season. Willie Mo Pena hit a grand slam for the Reds, but the Red pitchers gave up 10 base hits, 3 doubles, and 3 homers. Cliff Lee took the brunt of it, giving up 7 runs on 5 walks and 6 hits. A grounder to third base. McPherson up with it on the grass to throw to first baseman Elward, and Jimerson is out number 2. And Drew put the ball in play, struck out twice. Elsewhere, San Diego and New York in a wild 12th inning. San Diego had a 2-run lead in the bottom of the 9th when Trevor Hoffman gave up back-to-back solo homers by Kenny Lofton and Hideki Matsui. Padres scored 3 in the 12th inning, but the Yankees come back to win it with 4 in the bottom of the 12th. 6-5 final score for the Yanks. Rod Beck took the loss. Felix Heredia, the winning pitcher. 2 outs, base is empty for Mike Rodriguez. A fastball from Fisher for a strike. Rodriguez 2 flyouts. He's 0 for 2. Florida 9-2 winners at Detroit. Dontrell Willis won his 6th game of the season. Juan Pierre hit his first homer. Here's the 0-1. Late swing by Rodriguez. Strike 2. Pierre finished 4 for 5 with 4 runs scored. And Willis went the distance, striking out 8 on 7 hits, 2 runs, lowers his ERA to 3.33. Willis's record 6-3. Jason Johnson took the loss, dropping to 4-7. Rodriguez, a fly ball, shallow left center field. Duncan coming in. Also Murphy coming in. It's Murphy's call. And Murphy's catch. And Rich Fisher pitches a 1-2-3 fifth inning. So far, the Travs have held on to this one. After 5 innings, Arkansas 4, Round Rock 2.
Power on. Plug in. And you get back to the club with the juice to turn you loose.
Power up at the Electric Cowboy, I-30, the Chico Road exit, where there's always something going on. Electric Cowboy open Wednesday through Sunday. Doors open at 7:30 each night. And just listen to all that's going on. Wednesday night, ladies' night. Ladies in the door by 10 p.m. get $5 cash. Plus, free dance lessons at 8 p.m. And enjoy $1.50 long nights till midnight. Then, Thursday nights, it's $1 long nights and $2 pitches. Plus, live music every Thursday night. Yeah, there's always something going on at the Electric Cowboy, I-30 at the Chico Road exit.
Power on at the Electric Cowboy, I-30 at the Chico Road exit. Doors open 7:30 Wednesday through Sunday. At the Electric Cowboy.
Hey, Gary Eubanks and Associates, you've heard us talk about what we bring to the table. You ask what that means to you. Well, these verdicts and settlements are real results we've achieved for our clients, as large as $19 million for one case. While facts differ and results vary on each case, you should put this experience on your side. Insurance companies notice, and that creates settlement. And remember, at Gary Eubanks and Associates, we'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
5 innings are in the books at the Dell Diamond in Round Rock. Travs lead it 4-2. 4 runs on 7 hits for the Travs, no errors. Round Rock 2 runs on 3 base hits as Mark O'Sullivan and Rich Fisher are surprising everybody with 5 very strong innings so far. Let's see more of the same for the rest of this one. Top of the 6th, and Nick Gorneault leads off against Tim McClaskey. On deck, Dallas McPherson and then Jeff Mathis as the Travs have their top hitters coming up. First pitch to Gorneault, swing and a miss as McClaskey gets him on top of a slider, strike 1. Continuing on a Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard, Arizona wins against Toronto 5-3 at the Skydome. Gorneault takes inside on a bender. Nick 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the first. He's lined to center his last time up. Randy Johnson won for the 9th time this season for the Diamondbacks, and Scott Harrison had 3 hits, including his 4th homer. Curveball for a strike to Gorneault, 1 and 2. Johnson finished with 11 strikeouts in 6 innings. He lowers his earned run average to 277. 1-2 to Gorneault. Fouls back a slider, still 1 and 2. Jose Valverde retired the only batter he faced for his 8th save of the year. Greg Zahn led the attack for Toronto with 3 hits. Eric Hinsky 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. A 1-2 to Gorneault. Fouls off his own foot. Tampa Bay 3-2 winners against Colorado. 2-2 tie in the bottom of the 9th inning. Was broken up on an RBI single by Julio Lugo. Brought home Carl Crawford with the winning run. Sean Chacon took the loss. He drops to 0-4. Jesus Colome, the winner, is 1-0. Gorneault will ground a base hit just past the diving shortstop Whiteman into left field. And a leadoff single for Nick Gorneault, his 2nd base hit of the game. Travs have their 8th base hit off of McClaskey. Dallas McPherson up next. So far, McPherson 1 for 2. He stretched his hitting streak to 8 games. Still sitting on that 4-game home run streak. Let's see where we're going with this. Over the last 4 games, McPherson has hit 6 home runs and knocked in 15. How do you knock in 15 runs in 4 games? That is just astronomical. McPherson tied for the lead amongst all AA players with 18 homers. His 65 RBIs. Leads the Texas League. The pitch is low for a ball. I would say if you were going to name anybody as a player of the first half, if you're going by that, McPherson probably would get the most votes, especially for what he's done over the last month. 14 homers, 42 RBIs in 23 games, and a .407 batting average over that stretch. Dallas takes one in the dirt, ball 2. I hate to keep repeating myself. I said it yesterday, and I just think it's nice to remind you. You've probably seen your last of Dallas McPherson in Little Rock. I don't see any way that the Angels can keep him at AA after the halfway point. What he's done this half. 2 balls, no strikes on Dallas. They're going to pitch him outside. McClaskey from the belt. Dallas hits it high to right field. That one's going back, but not far enough. Mike Hill's actually coming in, and he'll make the catch in right field. 1 away. One of the other reasons that I don't think McPherson's going to stick around is that the Angels have plans for Dallas. With Troy Gloss out with an injury for almost the rest of the season, and he'll be nothing more than a designated hitter if he does return for September in the playoffs. There's a good chance McPherson might be the starting third baseman in Anaheim next year. And we've seen the Angels, they will send guys up to AAA before they promote them to the majors. Unless your name's Casey Conklin. Mathis, a slow liner to left field, got himself the second hit of the game. Mathis had earlier hit a solo home run. Now he drives a base hit to left. Gorneault to second, Mathis at first for Rudy Gomez. Travs had the first 2 runners, the first 3 batters of the 5th inning make it on base. Only managed to score 1 run. It's a 2-run Arkansas lead. Express starting pitcher Tim McClaskey gave up 3 runs in the first. Express are going to get a pitcher to start warming up in their pen. Infield looks for 2 on Gomez. Rudy is 0 for 2 today. Here's the first pitch. He'll take it for a called strike. Rudy in the first inning popped out to second. In the 4th, he lined out to left. We'll finish up those major league scores. As we go along, San Francisco defeats Baltimore 7-3. Barry Bonds hits home run number 18. St. Louis 13-2 winners at Texas. R.A. Dickey knocked out in the 2nd inning. 0-1 on Gomez. The stretch by McClaskey. 2 checks to the runner at second. And the pitch is down for a ball, 1-1. Mets 5-2 winners at Kansas City. Tom Glavine allowed only 2 unearned runs. He wins his 7th. Braden Looper saves his 12th home run number 14 on the season for Mike Piazza. Philadelphia 2-1 winners at Minnesota. Real Cormier won his 3rd game. Billy Wagner saved his 9th. 1-1 on Gomez. The pitch is grounded towards shortstop. Could be 2. Whiteman shuffles the coffee and drops the ball at second. He's safe. Here comes Gorneault from third, and he'll score. Gorneault comes all the way from second base on a box double play ball. Instead of the Travs out of the inning, they managed to take a 3-run lead. Boy, Whiteman with a perfect shuffle to Coffey. Coffey is not an usual second baseman. He's only making his 13th start of his career at second base. And he was unable to even get the out at second on the play. Call it an error. No RBI for Gomez. He reaches on the fielder's choice, and Mathis safe at second on the error to Coffey. Travs catch a break and take advantage of it. Let's see if they can add a little more runs. Mike Elward, the batter. Runners at first and second, and he'll take it downstairs for a ball. Finishing up the final scores, White Sox 10, Atlanta 3. Grady and Thomas home runs, and the Cubs win at Anaheim in 15 innings, 6-5. Garrett Anderson returns to the lineup for the Halos with his 18th homer of the season. But another long game for the Angels. Remember, they played 17 innings this last week. Elward swings and misses at a slider, and the count 1-1. Mike struck out in the second against McClaskey. Tim issued him a leadoff walk in the 5th inning, and Elward came around to score on the single for Carlos Duncan. 1 run already home here in the 6th on 2 hits and 1 error. Elwood looking to do more damage. The infield will try to turn 2 again on the ground ball. Here's a stretch by McClaskey and the 1-1. Ball 2 outside. In the bottom of the 4th inning at Boston, the Red Sox scored 3, and they're leading the Dodgers 4-1. That's your Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. Let me update you on the rest of the Texas League games and that Dodgers-Red Sox game in a couple of innings. And also we'll run down all the finals and the particulars on the Allstate Insurance postgame report immediately following the final out of tonight's game. Arkansas 5, Round Rock 2. Here's a stretch by McClaskey and a 2-1 count on Elwood. The kick and the pitch. Ball 3, that changeup way low. Round Rock has a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Can't quite tell who it is yet. McClaskey ready with a 3-1 count. And the pitch to Elwood. Ball 4. Load him up for Brent Del Chiaro. Second walk Elwood's taken today. That's going to be it for McClaskey. Round Rock manager Jackie Moore makes his first appearance of the ball game with that high curtain walk out to the pitcher's mound. And that's it for McClaskey. He gives the Express 5 in the 3rd inning, but he leads with the Travs ahead 5-2. Fans, don't forget about the Fox Sports Southwest Regional Sports Report every night at 10 o'clock on Fox Sports Net and Comcast. And you'll certainly want to tune in for the preview on the College World Series matchup between the Hogs and the Horns. And you can pick that up at 10 o'clock tonight on the Southwest Regional Sports Report on Fox Sports Net and Comcast. Tell you about this new Round Rock pitcher after a 60-second break. Round Rock trailing the Travelers 5-2.
Remember the good old days before Fox Sports Net when you'd watch a sports report for like an hour before they even mentioned your hometown teams? And then if you blinked, you missed it? Sure, you remember. The good old days really sucked. Nightly at 10, it's the Southwest Sports Report on Fox Sports Net. 34 minutes every night dedicated to the scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown team.
We're ready for something else.
Your team, your town, your show. The Southwest Sports Report at 10. Only on Fox Sports Net.
It's baseball season again. Listen to the sounds of Arkansas Travelers baseball.
Fastball stopped on the ground of the shortstop. Beck gets it. He goes to second for 1 out. Duncan to first. Rack him up. A double play. Deep drive. Right field. Way back. You gotta get out of here. And that, folks, is a game-winning homer. The Travelers win the game.
Sound like fun? Arkansas Travelers baseball. Call 664-1555 or log on to Travs.com.
Round Rock pitcher is left-hander Philip Barzilla. Barzilla, who faced the Travs earlier this season on June the 4th, allowing 5 runs in 5 innings in his only loss of the season, comes in with a record of 3-1 and a 3.03 ERA. He'll inherit 3 runners on base as the Travs have scored 1 time in the 6th inning. Nick Gorneault started the inning with a base hit to left. After Dallas McPherson's fly out to right field, Jeff Mathis singled to left field, and Rudy Gomez hit a double play grounded toward shortstop. Second baseman, even on coffee, dropped the shuffle from the shortstop Tommy Whiteman for an error, and Gorneault scored from second base on the play. And then McClaskey issued a walk to Mike Elworth to load the bases, and McClaskey is now replaced by Barzilla. Brent Del Chiaro gets a chance to hit with the bases juiced. Travs hit their first grand slam of the season yesterday, hit by McPherson. Del Chiaro 0 for 1 with the bases loaded this year. And a chance to break this game wide open. Travs lead by 3 with Mathis at third base, Gomez at second, and Elwood at first. Del Chiaro has hit the ball hard twice. Lined out to center field in the second and drove a double to right field in the 5th inning. Infield's going to play for a double play behind the runners. First pitch on the way, and Del takes ball 1 inside. Barzilla, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, out of Rice University. 61 batting average against, 13 walks, 23 strikeouts in 29 and 2/3 innings. A stretch, and the 1-0 to Brent. Called strike one. A nice tight slider, 1 ball, 1 strike. Barzilla's last appearance, an inning and 2/3 scoreless at Frisco. He's been nailed out of the bullpen, but that one starting performance against Arkansas raised his ERA about 1.2 runs. 1-1 count on Brent. The kick, the pitch, called strike 2. An over-the-top fastball, and that ball seems to come pretty quickly out of his hand. Barzilla hides the ball with his glove very nicely in front of his throwing hand. 1-2 to count on Del Chiaro. 1 away. On deck is Carlos Duncan. Barzilla eyes the sign. He's ready. Del Chiaro has timeout called. 9 RBIs on the year for Del Chiaro. Had one against Round Rock last Sunday. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A stretch. The pitch. All 2. The fastball down and away. Crabs had a 3-0 lead. Watch Round Rock come back with 2 runs on the bottom of the 3rd. Crabs have scored once in the 5th, once in the 6th. Bases loaded, 1 away. Top half, 6th inning. Barzilla, long look at the sign. He's taking his time out there. Del Chiaro has given the Travs a nice boost today offensively. The 2-2 pitch, ball 3. That one hit the dirt, but dug out by Jimenez. Well, a 3-2 count with the bases loaded. Only 13 walks on the year for Barzilla. Here's the stretch. And the payoff. Swing and a foul off the catcher. That keeps the count full, 3-2. Barzilla has given up 1 homer to the Crabs this season, a 3-run shot by McPherson. We'll just take a base hit. Heck, we'll take ball 4. 3-2 count, and the pitch. Swinging a grounder past the mound. Shortstop Whiteman gloves it, flips to second base, and Coffey drops the transfer. It rolls away. 1 run scores, and here comes Gomez to score from third base. And even on Coffey has just kicked 2 balls in the same inning. Not just leading to 1 run, but leading to 3. Credit Del Chiaro with 1 RBI. There's going to have to be an error called on the play. Elward was forced out at second base. The umpire, Rushikawa, said that Coffey dropped the ball on the transfer. It wouldn't have been an easy double play to turn, but it still could have been turned. Still waiting for an official ruling on that play, one way or the other. 3 runs have scored in this inning thanks to 2 errors by even on Coffey, and now it has been called an error. Carlos Duncan steps to the plate as the Travs have taken a 5-run lead. Duncan knocked in a run in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 2, and a slider from Barzilla misses low. The line on McClaskey is complete. 7 runs and 5 in the 3rd inning. We'll have to wait to see how many are earned. 2 errors by Coffey here in this inning. It had been a while since he had started at second base, and now we see why. 1-0. Ball 2. It is now up to the Travs bullpen to hold on to this 5-run lead. Marco Sullivan and Rich Fisher have done a stupendous job so far, but there's still 4 innings to go. 2-0. Fouled off by Duncan, strike 1. Coffey committing his 5th and 6th errors of the season. Up until this year, he's been a full-time third baseman or DH. A couple of starts sprinkled here and there at shortstop in the outfield. Very surprising to see him at second base. I thought maybe David Matranka would play second. Duncan swings and misses. Strike two. 3 runs here in the 6th inning on 2 hits, 1 walk, and 2 errors. Duncan back in there with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. Del Chiaro sneaks away from first base. Barzilla has a good look at him. Here's the pitch. Carlos swings a fly ball to center. Coming in is Rodriguez, still coming in, sprinting, stops and makes the catch. The inning is over, but the damage done by the Travs. 3 runs scored, 2 hits, 2 errors, 1 runner left. Arkansas 7, Round Rock 2. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, here at the Dell Diamond on the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
Looking for the perfect snack to go along with the game? Pick up America's #1 food craving and hit a home run with your family. With more than 300 varieties of cheese made right here in America, there are endless ways to cave to the crave. Stop by your local grocer for ideas on how to create mouth-watering appetizers that the entire family's going to love. Cheese is the perfect snack to accompany any game, and you'll be a winner with your family. The power of cheese.
Introducing fresh taste salads from Sonic. As in made to order by hand with care for your very own fresh taste salad. At Sonic, we make them the way you'd make them at home, if you had the time. We start with the freshest ingredients, add your choice of tender grilled chicken, crispy jumbo popcorn chicken, or Santa Fe grilled chicken. You even get your pick of your favorite Hidden Valley dressings. So try a new fresh taste salad from Sonic today. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I am a lead technician and work in quality control for a small electronics company. I supervise 4 technicians daily and direct the testing and calibration of products.
Matthew O'Mullane earned a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Automated Manufacturing Technology in 2002 and a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Electronics Engineering Technology in 2003 from the ITT Tech in Indianapolis, Indiana.
ITT Tech has allowed me to get to where I eventually want to go.
Call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web at itt-tech.edu. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. KDXE, North Little Rock.
Well, a rocky top of the 6th inning for the Round Rock Express. As the second baseman, even on Coffee, commits 2 errors on possible double play balls to lead to 3 unearned runs for the Travelers. Arkansas 7, Round Rock 2. And we're in the bottom of the 6th inning with Rich Fisher continuing to throw. Bill Elson here with you at the ballpark. Don't forget about tomorrow night's game as the Traveling Express battle in the 3rd game of this 4-game series with a 7:05 first pitch time and a 6:45 ITC Technical Institute pregame show. Starting pitchers tomorrow, Jared Gautreau for the Express. Gautreau, a right-hander who the Travs have not seen yet. He missed his time through the rotation in Little Rock last weekend. Gautreau features a record of 4-1 and a 5.19 ERA. Corey Lee was scheduled to start for the Travs tomorrow, but some pain in his arm is taking him out of the assignment, and instead left-hander Willie Collazo takes the hill. Collazo, who picked up his first win of the season in Game 2 of Thursday's doubleheader versus San Antonio. 1 win and 4 losses and an ERA at 5. Rich Fisher comes back for the 6th inning as Berger heads back out to the center field area, protected by a large shack which houses all of the Round Rock groundskeeping equipment. And they put that groundskeeping equipment to some good work. This is a gorgeous field. They just finished playing the Texas High School Championship with Dell Diamond yesterday. Tommy Whiteman grounds Fisher's first pitch right to Alberto Callaspo, and he'll take care of that with a strong throw to first base. 1 pitch, 1 out, and Fisher has retired the last 6 batters he's faced since walking even on Coffee in the 4th inning. Nightfall settles into the Dell Diamond. The lights take their full effect. We don't see any clouds up above us. The wind has died to almost nothing. Game time temperature was 88 degrees. Now we're down to 84. Todd Self takes downstairs from Fisher. Self has flied out twice to left field. Round Rock hitters Pretty well held in check so far. Self takes a strike over the outside corner. Fisher puts some tailing action on it. Round Rock held to 2 runs on 3 hits. The last 2 hits came in the 3rd inning. Jimenez doubles. Sapolsky homers. Up a foul ball off the screen, 1-2. Yesterday, the Traps had the pitcher with the best stuff on the team. Irvin Santana lasted only 5 innings. He gave up 3 runs in the 3rd on 4 base hits. Meanwhile, Marco Sullivan and Rich Fisher doing the job today. Self will swing a soft fly ball over second baseman's head, and he has a 1-out single into right field. Self, a line drive hitter, puts a lot of top spin on the ball. And the ball doesn't necessarily carry when he hits it, but he does get a lot of sinking line drives that are tough to catch. Mike Hill steps in. The hit for Self, his 3rd of the series in 7 at-bats. Mike Hill is 0 for 1 today. Right-handed batter and Fisher from the stretch. His first pitch is a fastball at the knees. Fisher got a double play grounder in the 4th inning. Travis couldn't turn it. Rich can get it one here, get out of the 6th inning, and send us into the 7th. Stretch and an 0-1 count on Hill. The kick, Fisher's pitch. The slider hit in the end of center. Murphy coming in. Still coming in. He's under it. Tommy Murphy makes the catch. 2 outs in the 6th inning as Fisher continues to pitch well. Quick look at the scores from the Super Regionals across college baseball. South Carolina defeated East Carolina 5-3 to stamp the Gamecocks ticket to Omaha. Miami 3-1 winners against the Florida Gators. Arizona right now leading Long Beach State in the top of the ninth 3-2. LSU scores 4 in the 9th inning. They defeat Texas A&M 4-0. And Cal State Fullerton 3, Tulane 1 in the middle of the 3rd. Out in SoCal. Here's Even on Coffee. And he'll swing and pop the first pitch up to shallow center. It's the shortstop Alberto Callaspo, 2 steps into the outfield, who makes the catch. And Fisher has pitched 3 scoreless innings. We'll go into the 7th out here at the Dell Diamond. Your Arkansas Travelers 7 and the Round Rock Express 2.
Okay, thanks for listening with me. So what's your plan? Plan? To sell the house. Are you going to put up a sign and add in the paper? Oh, maybe even a listing on your website? Huh. Why are you writing this down? This is good stuff. Do you have any more?
Now working with the Century 21 agents. Century 21 agents pledge to develop a customized marketing plan to best sell your home. Only Century 21 agents offer the Century 21 service pledge to help reduce the stress of selling real estate. Century21.com. Real estate for your world.
The Century 21 pledge is offered by participating offices. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Have you ever wanted to develop your artistic ability? If so, you may already have the interest and desire needed to become a serious art student. To find out, simply call toll-free at 1-800-691-1144. An art instruction school will send you an enjoyable art test. Since 1914, we've helped thousands of aspiring artists become more skilled, more confident, and more creative in their art. Call today for your free art test. We'll help you become a better artist. Call 1-800-691-1144.
I'm definitely not going back to my old razor. I'm going to stick with M3 Power.
Check out what guys are saying about new M3 Power, the first micro-power shaving system from Gillette.
I'm in shock right now. It's fantastic.
I feel like I'm getting a massage with this razor.
Wow, this is something new. I like this.
I feel like I'm not even shaving, really. With the M3 Power, it made me look forward to shaving.
Feel the power of the world's best shave. New M3 Power from Gillette, the best a man can get.
I'm no brain surgeon. I'm not an engineer. I don't know how the thing works. I just know it works.
6 innings in the books at the Dell Diamond here. The totals after 6. The Arkansas Travelers 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors. And the Round Rock Express 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. Phil Elson with you out here at the Dell Diamond. Game 2 of the series with the Travs ahead by 5. Top of the order to lead off against Philip Barzilla. Barzilla faced 2 batters in the 6th inning. Got a fielder's choice from Brent Del Chiara to shortstop, which could have been a double play, but wasn't. On the second drop throw by Coffey, and Duncan flied out to center. Callaspo leads off, gets his first at-bat right-handed, and takes the ball. Alberto followed by Tommy Murphy and Nick Gorneault against the lefty Barzilla. Callaspo 1 for 3. And the next pitch from Barzilla high for ball 2. Alberto singled on the very first pitch of the game. Came around to score on Murphy's double, which came only 2 pitches later. Travs jumped ahead 2-0 after only 5 pitches today. Had a 3-0 lead after the first. Now they're up by 5. Callaspo fouls one off into the luxury suite level off of the facade and back down to the first level. 2 balls, 1 strike. Starting pitcher for the Express, Tim McClaskey, gave up 7 runs in 5 1/3 innings. The last 3 all unearned in the 6th inning. So 4 earned runs for McClaskey. The 2-1, and Callaspo takes it low. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for McClaskey in his first outing against the Travs. 3-1 record is in danger of dropping to 3-2 if the Travs 10 can hold on to a 5-run lead. 3-1 to Callaspo. Barzilla kicks and deals, and Callaspo takes a strike at the knee. Alberto already 2 steps towards first base. Some of the Travs have been surprised on some of the strike calls from Tiller. Murphy, just a few innings ago, took 2 pitches he thought was ball 4 and ended up striking out. 3-2 pitch. Callaspo chops it towards second base. Coffey charging in, gloves it, gets rid of it to first, and gets the out. Coffey's had so much trouble at second base with a fine play there, especially with Callaspo digging down the first base line quickly. Now, Ivanov got rid of it. That'll bring up Tommy Murphy. Murphy knocked in the Travs' first run with a double back in the first inning. Now in a 5-game hitting streak, his first RBI over that stretch. And he gets his first at-bat right-handed. Struck out in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th. Barzilla goes to work on him. First pitch is lined softly to the first baseman himself, and he makes the catch, 2 outs. Murphy hit it off his fist, right to the first baseman himself, barely had to move. 1 step away from the bag. 2 outs in the 7th inning, and here's Nick Gorneault. Gorneault has hit the ball probably harder than any Travs so far today. His RBI single in the first inning put the Travs ahead 2-0. Here's the first pitch. He'll take it low. Gorneault in the 3rd inning lined out right to center fielder Rodriguez and started the 6th inning rally with a base hit past short. Barzilla's 1-0. Gorneault swings, fouls it back. Strike 1. All right, now the Travs bullpen not working. The Express don't have anybody warming up. Now it's Barzilla for the Express, Fisher for the Travs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. And Nick swings late, swinging him in. Gorneault steps back in. He's 0 for 3 yesterday. 2 hits today. The 1-2. Down low on the slider. Barzilla walks behind the pitcher's mound. Gorneault never steps out of the box. That wide stance, that held high. The left-hander with a 2-2. And it's fouled into the first base dugout, off the fence of the dugout, and Self makes a nice play at first. And he'll flip it into the seats at first base. Gorneault digs back in. Nick only had 3 hits in his first 20 at-bats against Round Rock, and he grounds one up the middle to second baseman Coffey. Backhands the throw to first in the dirt dugout, and they get the out. Oh, what a play by Coffey, and the first baseman Todd Self. 4-3 at first. Gorneault just had his 3rd hit robbed from him on a fine play. Travs go down in order for just the 3rd time today. We go into the 7th inning stretch with the Travs ahead 7-2 here on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Now that the baseball season is here again, moms everywhere begin scouting for a cool, delicious recipe that won't take extra innings to make, like Del Monte's Quick 3-Bean Salad. Simply combine a can of Del Monte cut green beans, a can of Del Monte waxed beans, a can of kidney beans, and a 1/4 cup of chopped red onions. Toss it together with some Italian oil and vinegar salad dressing, and you've got a quick score. Del Monte steps up to the plate with simple mealtime solutions that will have you saying, hey, I can do that.
Look for Del Monte vegetables at your local Harvest Foods. Harvest Foods, an Arkansas company serving Arkansans.
He joined the Air Force in 1964 and served in Vietnam. He commanded forces in the far corners of the globe. Rising through the ranks, he served as a 3-star general at the Pentagon. You'd think 30 years of distinguished service would be plenty. But if you're Norman G. Leeson, Lieutenant General, retired United States Air Force, that's just the beginning. Today, he's pursuing a new career as Walmart's Vice President of National Government Relations. Norm's journey took him near and far, through Asia, Scandinavia, Europe, the Middle East, and Webster University, where he earned a master's degree that served him well in his career. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge. The real world success.
Select graduate degrees from on the web at webster.edu or call them 800-828-2598.
Seventh inning hoedown at the Dell Diamond in Round Rock, Texas. One of the more unique celebrations of the seventh inning stretch with a juicing taken out to the ball game, thankfully, but then they also have a nice old Texas-style hoedown. Minus the barnyard animals. David Matranga leads off the seventh inning for the Express. First pitch fouled back this way. That's going to get on top of the press box roof and back down. Right in front of us, strike one. Arkansas leads the Express by the score of 7-2. Travs have led ever since the third pitch of the game. Matranga sends a high fly to center. Here comes Tommy Murphy charging in. Tommy's underneath it. He'll put it away, and there's one out in the seventh. Matranga is 0 for 3. Rich Fisher has now pitched 3 scoreless innings, allowing only 1 hit and 1 walk. He retired 6 in a row until Todd Self singled in the 6th inning, and now Fish has retired 3 in a row. Fisher right now the pitcher of record. You don't want to look too far ahead, but it has been a long time since Fish had a victory. In fact, we're going back to his 3rd start of the season, back in April. Fisher now facing Hector Jimenez. Jimenez has been a tough out today. Reached base on a leadoff double in the 3rd and scored a run. In the 4th inning, he sent a drive to the track in left center and was brought in by Carlos Duncan. Here he pops one out of play for a strike. Check those Texas League scores. Games were getting pretty late when we last looked at them. One final score, Frisco has lost. San Antonio beats them 6-3. Hunter Brown hit his 6th home run of the season. Chris Key with his 2nd win. Rick Tormson saved his 7th. Matranga takes a change-up low, 1-1. Top of the 9th inning at Wichita, Midland still holding a 5-2 lead. El Paso has already beaten Tulsa in 11 innings, 8-7 in an afternoon game. Here's Fisher's fastball on the inside corner for a strike. Jimenez didn't like that call. He jumped away from the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So if the Travs can hold on to this game, there's a good chance they'll pick up a game in the standings against all the East Division teams and make up for yesterday's loss. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hector Jimenez. Switch hitter batting left-handed against a righty. Fisher winds, Fisher deals. And it's high and tight, very close. 2-2. John Topolsky on deck. He knocked in the only 2 Round Rock runs with a homer. Back in the 3rd inning. Fisher over the head. The kick, the pitch. Change up inside. Rich running his first 3-ball count since the 4th inning when he went full on Matranga and got him to ground to shortstop for a fielder's choice. Here comes the payoff to Jimenez. He'll swing, chop it down the line at first base, and a nice scoop by Elwood in back of the bag. Steps on it for out number 2. Boy, that's a tough play for Elwood to make. You got to play it on a short hop. Mike could not get in front of the ball, so he played it off to the side. Not a backhand attempt, but he scooped it right at first base. Fisher doing the job again. Getting Jimenez has been the toughest out this series for Trav pitchers. Del Chiaro out to the mound for a quick chat with Fish. Trav's bullpen still not working. Ty Boykin is getting exactly what he was looking for. 3 1/3 strong from O'Sullivan. Fisher, 3 1/3 strong. 2 outs in the 7th. Here's John Topolsky. Left-handed batter, and he'll take a strike. Fisher seems in command right now and pitching with confidence. The 0-1 popped up behind the plate. That's going to get into the seat. Oh, 2 on Topolsky. Let's see what Del Chiaro sets up. Red flashing sign. Fisher agrees. He sets up inside the pitch. High and tight. Nice pitch by Fisher. Purpose pitch. Wasn't looking to get the out on that one. Just to back Topolsky off a little bit. Fisher has a very nice changeup that he's been trying to use a little now. One thing that the coaching staff has tried to impart on him. He's going to throw it here. The 1-2. It's a fastball, and he catches Topolsky looking. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. The first strikeout for Fisher in a perfect 7th inning. We go to the 8th at the Dell Diamond, and the Travs lead it 7-2.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir. What's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir. This is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then, run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
I am the port in the storm.
I am the line in the sand.
I am the rescuer in the dark. I am the enforcer of the seas. I'm the defender of the homeland. In the United States Coast Guard and Coast Guard Reserve, you are the first line of defense against threats to our American way of life. To become one of us, call toll-free 1-877-NOW-USCG or visit gocoastguard.com. We are the shield of freedom. We are the United States Coast Guard.
Six and a half. Actually 7 in the books out here at the Dell Diamond, and the Travs in the top of the 8th lead the game 7-2. Arkansas has been in control today from the get-go. The only time that the Express came close to tying the game was in the bottom of the 3rd inning when John Topolsky's 2-run homer gave them their first 2 runs of the game. So far, they're only 2 runs. Round Rock in the 4th inning would get 2 runners on base. Hector Jimenez with a deep fly to the track in left field was brought in by Carlos Duncan, and the Express have had only 1 base runner since. Meanwhile, the Travs took that 3-2 lead, scored 1 in the 5th inning. That came home on an RBI single by Carlos Duncan. 3 unearned runs in the top of the 6th. Only 1 RBI over that stretch. That was for Brent Del Chiaro on a fielder's choice to shortstop. Travs took advantage of 2 errors by the Round Rock second baseman, even on Coffey, to bring in those 3 unearnings. And as Bert Dirk makes his exit out towards the center field fence, Dallas McPherson steps into the batter's box to lead off the 8th inning against Philip Barzilla. Last time Dallas faced Barzilla, he hit a 3-run homer onto Interstate 630 in Little Rock. And let's see if he can put one into orbit here in the 8th. 7-2 to Trav's lead. McPherson is 1 for 3 with a fourth-inning single. And he'll swing and miss late at a fastball from Barzilla. Strike one. Following McPherson, the DH Jeff Mathis, and then second baseman Rudy Gomez. Barzilla has set down 5 in a row ever since he entered the game in the 6th inning, replacing McClaskey. And the 0-1 is grounded to second. Coffey 2 steps into the outfield, plays it, and from the grass gets McPherson out at first. 4-3 goes the play, and McPherson 1 for 4. Jeff Mathis, he capped a 3-run first inning with a solo homer to left field. Jeff's 7th hit over the last 5 games, and he added his 8th hit over those 5 games with a single in the 6th, and he scored a run. Pitch low and in for a ball to Mathis. So Jeff over the last 5 games with 8 base hits after he collected only 6 hits in his previous 14 games. The pitch thrown back to the screen, nowhere near the plate or anybody for that matter. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch was closer to the fans in the first row than it was to the catcher. Trav's bullpen still not working. It's 2-0. Mathis swings a chopper to short. Whiteman coming in, scoops it up. The flip to first base. And Mathis is out number 2. Second time he's been retired. So the Travs with 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning, and Rudy Gomez steps into the box. Rudy's at bat in the 6th inning turned out to be, you could say, the turning point so far. Travs led by only 2 runs at that point, and Gomez hit a double play grounder to the shortstop Whiteman. He flipped it to Coffey at second base, but Mathis slid in hard to second, forcing the ball from Coffey, and he never even got the out at second base. A strike to Gomez, 0-1. Rudy lined out to left field in the 4th inning, and Jimerson made a sliding catch. Rudy takes down and away, 1-1. Arkansas 7, Round Rock 2. That's our score in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the 1-1. Called strike 2 at the knee. Barzilla still hasn't allowed a base runner yet. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Gomez will bounce it to the first baseman himself. An easy put out. And the Travs go down in order for the second consecutive inning against Barzilla. 7-2, Travs lead. And the bottom of the 8th comes up at the Del Diamond after these messages on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Frank, what are you doing here? Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry. First one to aisle 5 like the other. Coke. Yeah, you're on. Yo, Tony Stewart, you jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop drafting my car. Walk this off. Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Case of Coke says I think you should register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
Introducing fresh taste salads from Sonic. As in made to order by hand with care for your very own fresh taste salad. At Sonic, we make them the way you'd make them at home, if you have the time. We start with the freshest ingredients, add your choice of tender grilled chicken, crispy jumbo popcorn chicken, or Santa Fe grilled chicken. You even get your pick of your favorite Hidden Valley dressings. So try a new fresh taste salad from Sonic today. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
There's a line that's sitting on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at travs.com. Purchase tickets, grab souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.travs.com.
Arkansas leads Round Rock 7-2. Bottom of the 8th inning at the Del Diamond. The Express with 2 chances left. against Rich Fisher, and anyone else Ty Boykin brings out of the Travs bench. Fisher working in his 5th inning. He's allowed only 1 base hit and 1 walk with 1 strikeout. Fisher has set down the last 5 batters he's faced, and 11 of the last 12. One of his finest outings of the season. In fact, it's his 2nd best outing ever since he pitched 5 shutout innings in his debut against Wichita way back in April. Leading off is Charlton Jimerson. He takes down an in from Fisher for a ball. Jimerson, Mike Rodriguez, and Tommy Whiteman to bat in the 8th inning. The 1-0 to Jimerson, and he swings and misses as Fisher's heat. Jimerson striking out twice, grounding out once. He's 0 for 7 in the series with 6 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1 from Fish. Swinging a line drive to the second baseman. Diving stop. Gomez bobbles it. Throws the first anyway and throws it away. It bounces off of the dugout fence. So Jimerson will only be able to take first base. Call it a base hit for Jimerson. And Gomez would have had to make a perfect play to get him. Jimerson runs so darn hard. So the 4th base hit for the Express today is the first of the series for Jimerson. And the leadoff man reaching for the Express for just the 2nd time today. Mike Rodriguez up next for Round Rock. He is 0 for 3, flying out to center twice and once to left. Or the 2nd hit allowed by Fisher. And Rodriguez takes outside for ball 1. Not many pitchers available for Arkansas today. Jonathan Rowenhurst is not available. At least not from what we saw in the lineup card. There's ball 2 outside from Fisher. Hector Estacio could be used. Steve Andrade, I don't believe, is ready to come out yet. Andrade started throwing a couple of days ago. He's expecting to pitch in a game sometime this road trip, but probably not this series. 2-0 count. Fisher kicks and deals. And it's low, ball 3. Scott Snyder is available. So is Cam Esslinger. Other than that, the Travs don't have much else. Estacio, and that's about it. 3-0 on Rodriguez. And the pitch for a strike on the outside corner. Round Rock has been known to come from behind this season. They've done it a few times against the Travs this year, outscoring them 18-7 in the final 3 innings of any game they played. 3-1 count. Jimerson at first. Fisher steps off the rubber and shows him the ball. Now Fisher back into the set position. And a throw to first. Jimerson lunges back ahead of the throw. Rodriguez, a left-handed batter. With a fairly good eye. Fisher's pitch, swing and a miss. Rich came with a fastball. Looked like it was a little low, and Rodriguez went fishing. 3-2, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th inning. Travs ahead by 5. Jimerson creeps away from first. Let's see if the Express send him. Not a situation really to. He stays. The pitch fouled back. Fisher came with more heat. There is now action in the Arkansas bullpen as Cam Esslinger begins to warm up. Fisher looking to get the first out of the 8th inning. A 3-2 count from the stretch. Fisher's pitch, ball 4. He missed high and outside, and the first 2 batters of the 8th inning reach for Round Rock. That'll bring a visit to the mound from Kernan Ronan. Fisher working here in his 5th inning. Last time Fish even went 4 innings was against Wichita, the second game of May 23rd doubleheader when he gave up 8 runs in 4 innings. Other than that, the last time Fisher pitched 5 innings was May 7th, back when he was a starting pitcher. might not be much left in Fisher's tank. Harnan speaking with him out on the mound, and the home plate umpire, Chris Tiller, comes to break it up. Esslinger might be the Travs' last hope. With Andrade injured and unavailable to pitch, with Jonathan Rowenhurst ineffective and already pitched 2 innings yesterday, and Hector Estacio, an untested 21-year-old with 2 games ever above single A, Esslinger might be the Travs' only safety net. Number 3 batter, Tommy Whiteman steps in. Whiteman is 1 for 3. He's grounded to shortstop twice. We could use another one. First pitch. It's low. Fisher starting off all 3 batters of this inning with a pitch out of the strike zone. Whiteman, a .339 hitter. He's 2 for 9 in the series. The pitch is a strike on a changeup. 1-1. Emerson reached base on an infield single. He's at second. Rodriguez took a base on balls. Emerson held on at second by Gomez. Fisher's 1-1. A curveball. It hangs, but it's taken for strike 2. And not really a curveball, more of a slider. Looks like Fish has forgotten about his curve, which might not be a bad idea. Throw a straight changeup, it might have the same effect. That hard slider can be his best pitch. 1-2 on Whiteman. The kick and the pitch. In the dirt, Del Chiaro digs it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fish went back to the slider. Travelers 7, Express 2. Last of the 8th at the Dell Diamond. A win by the Travs would even the season series with the Express at 3 apiece. Fisher gets some rosin behind the pitcher's mound. Drops the bag down, toes the slab. Ball in his glove, right arm hanging down. Emerson a cautious lead from second. Rodriguez free to roam at first. And Del Chiaro steps out of the back of the catcher's box and runs out to the mound. He needs to talk with Fisher and get their signs down. Frisco and Tulsa have already lost today. Travs are 2.5 games behind the Drillers for first. Last report on Wichita was they were trailing 5-2 in the 9th against Midland. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Whiteman. The stretch by Fisher, and the pitch. It just missed low. A very close call, and now it's full. Todd Self, the cleanup batter on deck. Fisher certainly can't walk the bases loaded. He came close to doing so in the 4th, but got out of the inning. Here's the payoff. Swing and a fly ball to center. Got it right off the end of the bat. Murphy charging in. He's got plenty of room, and he makes the catch. Good job by Fisher as he gets the first out of the 8th inning. And a nice pitch. Whiteman's bat was not quite long enough. Self the next batter, but that's going to be it for Fisher. Ty Boykin wants to go to his right-hander Esslinger to hammer out of the bullpen. Rich Fisher, one of his finest appearances of the season. He leads with a Travs lead intact. 7-2 Arkansas, and Esslinger out of the bullpen. We'll be back after a 60-second break brought to you by Fox Sports Southwest. On the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
Remember the good old days before Fox Sports Net when you'd watch a sports report for like an hour before they even mentioned your hometown teams? And then if you blinked, you missed it? Sure, you remember. The good old days really suck. Nightly at 10, it's the Southwest Sports Report on Fox Sports Net. 34 minutes every night dedicated to the scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown team. Your team, your town, your show. The Southwest Sports Report at 10. Only on Fox Sports Net.
Here's the windup pitch on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at travs.com. Purchase tickets, grab souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.trans.com.
Rich Fisher pitches 4 effective innings, allowing only 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, no runs so far. Fisher leaves with 2 runners on base. He'll be responsible for Charlton Jimerson at second and Mike Rodriguez at first. The Travs bring on right-hander Cam Esslinger out of the bullpen for his 21st appearance of the 2004 season. Esslinger carries a record of 1-2 and 4 saves. His last loss came against Round Rock last Monday at Raywinder Field when he held a 1-run lead over Round Rock, had the Express out of their final strike, and he balked in the tying run from third base, eventually allowed 2 runs in the 10th, and the Travs lost by 1. Esslinger pitched 2/3 of an inning yesterday, did not allow a hit, 1 base runner on a walk. Esslinger will face Todd Self, who will bat with 2 runners on base and 1 out. Esslinger finishes his warm-up. The 5'11" right-hander out of Hewitt, New Jersey, 180 pounds. And even though the Travs are ahead by 5 runs, don't you just get the feeling like it's a 1-run game? It feels a lot closer than just a 5-run lead. Travs infield will play for 2 on Self. The left-handed batter singled in the 6th inning. The only hit off of Fisher until the 8th. He was also fly to left field twice. Esslinger with a kick and a fastball outside. The key for Esslinger is throwing his breaking pitches for strikes. The slider is his best pitch. He'll get ready on a 1-0 count. Jeff Jimerson at second, and the pitch to Self is hit up the middle for a base hit. Murphy got a break on it. He charges. Jimerson rounds third. He'll score, and the throw goes to third base. So the Express get 1 tally here in the 8th inning on an RBI single by Self. Rodriguez to second, and the Travs lead is now 4 runs. Arkansas 7, Round Rock 3. Charge that run to Fisher, his first. Team leading 46 RBI for Self, and his third of the series. Now Mike Hill steps in. It was Hill who knocked in the 2 runs off a double from Esslinger last Monday for the winning run. And the first pitch, a hanging slider, and he takes it, strike 1. Tonight, Hill 0 for 2. He slid to right and to center. Also took a base on balls as the final batter, Marco Sullivan, faced. Let's see if Fisher can't get a ground ball here. Pardon me, Esslinger. The stretch, and the 0-1. The slider is in there for a called strike. 0-2. 18 strikeouts on the year for Esslinger. 12 walks in 23 and 2/3 innings. Self single is the 22nd base hit Esslinger allows. Batting average against 245. 0-2 count. Esslinger's pitch. Swung on, popped up, shallow center. Murphy charging in, dunking in from left. Murphy's there. And he makes the catch for out number 2. Even on Coffee stepping in next for Round Rock. This has not been the best game of the season for the Round Rock Express. They've been sloppy, committing 3 errors. And another play that could have been charged as an error. At the plate, they've been held fairly well in check today. 3 runs on 6 hits for the highest scoring team in the league. Coffee takes a slider for a called strike. Coffee struck out in the 2nd inning in a 13th pitch at bat with Marco Sullivan. Fisher walked him in the 4th, but got him to pop out, ending the 6th inning. 0-1 of the left-handed hitting Coffee. Esslinger deals, and it's fouled off. Strike 2. So Esslinger got ahead of Hill 0-2, got him to fly out harmlessly to center. Now he has Coffey in the hole at 0-2. Cam has the rubber. He has the sign. He's ready. Forgets about the runners. The 0-2 pitch is grounded towards second base, and Gomez has it. Elward hustles the first. The throw is in time, and Esslinger gets out of the inning. Only one run scores on 2 base hits. 2 runners left on the bases. We take our game into the 9th. The Travelers 7 and the Round Rock Express 3.
Faucet leaking, termites feasting, missing tackle, paints and spackles, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. There's something that you want
other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
The other book.
You're bored. Nothing to do. Nothing on the tube. The same old blah, blah, blah. Arkansas Travelers Baseball is here for its new season. Great professional baseball, great food, and the most affordable entertainment in Arkansas. So get off your seat and get out of the house for baseball and a whole lot more. Look for special promotions and free tickets at local retailers for the best deal in town. Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Call 664-1555 or log on to Travs.com.
Last chance for the Travs to tack on some runs here in the top of the 9th inning. 7-3 lead for Arkansas as Mike Elward will dig in against Philip Barzilla here in the 9th. Barzilla was 2 2/3 perfect innings. No walks, no strikeouts, no hits. Almost everything hit on the ground, except for one line out, one fly out. Elward, the only Trav not to face him so far, and he takes high for ball 1. 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Arkansas. Round Rock, 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. Elward swings, a bouncing ball to the hole at short. Cut off by the shortstop Whiteman, backhanded, and a nice off-balance throw to first gets Elward. Mike 0 for 2, though he did take 2 walks and score 1 run. And Brent Del Chiaro up next for Arkansas. Del Chiaro catching a fine game as he has helped Marco Sullivan, Rich Fisher, and Cam Esslinger hold the Express to 3 runs on 6 hits. Del Chiaro also knocked in a run. He's doubled. 1 for 3. He'll take a ball down and away. When the Express come to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning, they'll have the bottom third of the order. Dave Matranga, Hector Jimenez, and John Topolsky. Here's the 1-0. Brent swings and misses at the slider. Strike 1. Compared to yesterday's game for the Travs when Dallas McPherson knocked in 6 of their 7 runs, McPherson hasn't figured into any of the runs today as Del Chiaro swings late and misses. Strike 2. Murphy with 1 RBI. Nick Gorneault also knocking 1 in. Mathis, 2 runs scored, 1 RBI. Del Chiaro, 1 run batted in, and Carlos Duncan knocked in the other. Pretty balanced attack today. The 1-2 down low, 2-2. Duncan waits on deck. The left-hander Barzilla's 2-2 pitch. And Del Chiaro swings and misses. Strike 3, the ball's in the dirt, and he just lets the catcher tag him. 2 gone. Barzilla has been perfect so far, setting down 10 in a row. Number 9 batter Carlos Duncan stepping in. Duncan 1 for 3, his infield single in the fifth inning. They give the Travs their fourth run. And he'll take the first pitch for ball one. A 1-0 count. The pitch fouled off the right side. Now, we had not been informed of this, but it appears that the official score has taken away Duncan's hit in the fifth inning and charged an error to the third baseman, Dave Matranga. That's why the Travs now only have 8 hits on the scoreboard instead of the 9 they had originally had. So we'll have to change that in the scorebook. So the run in the fifth inning unearned to McClaskey. 3 earned runs for McClaskey out of the 7 total. That's 4 unearned runs. Duncan will not be given credit for an RBI. And I think that was the right call because Matranga got caught in between and was back on his heels when that ball went right through his legs. Probably should have made the play. Pitch to Duncan, swing and a miss, actually fouled it. Now the count 1-2. Esslinger is ready to come back for the bottom of the ninth inning. Travs ahead by 4 right now. And unless Duncan does something spectacular, it'll probably remain a 4-run lead. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top 9. Barzilla's pitch. Hit in the air to left center field. He tagged it. That one's going to the gap, and it gets past the outfielders. Duncan on his horse to second base, and he goes around second. He's trying for 3. Here's the throw to third. Duncan sliding in, safe for the triple. The throw from the shortstop was high. Matranga had to leap in the air to bring it down, and his tag was late. Duncan goes for 3, his 3rd triple of the year. Carlos really turned on the Jets when he got to second base. Flying like a Boeing 757. The first hit of the game off of Barzilla. He had set down 10 in a row. And now Alberto Callaspo can put the Travs back ahead by 5 with a base hit. Alberto is 1 for 4, and he takes ball 1. Boy, Duncan just crushed that ball. If he actually put more air under it, he would have gotten out of the park. Instead, it was a low-line drive. 1 ball, no strikes, Barzilla from the stretch. And Callaspo sends one foul the other way into the concourse past the first base seat. 1 ball, 1 strike on Callaspo. Alberto broke his bat on that foul ball, and he'll go into the dugout and bring a new one with him. Callaspo singled on the very first pitch of the game from Tim McClaskey into right field. Tommy Murphy followed with a double pass first to put the Travs ahead 1-0, and Nick Gorneault singled to center to bring home Murphy. Later in the inning, Jeff Mathis hit a solo homer, and the Travs had a 3-0 lead before Roundrock even came to the plate. The Express scored their first 2 runs on John Topolsky's 2-run homer in the bottom of the 3rd. Travs scored once in the 5th inning on an error by the third baseman Matranga. 3 unearned runs came to score in the 6th inning thanks to 2 errors by the second baseman Coffey. Roundrock scored once in the 8th. Now the Travs have a chance on the 1-1 pitch to Callaspo. Grounded back to the mound and played by the pitcher Barzilla. He'll get the out at first to end the inning. So the Travs come close but couldn't add to the lead. No runs, 1 hit. And Duncan stranded at third after his 2-out triple. Well, the Travs have done all they can. They lead the Express 7-3. We'll come back for the bottom of the ninth after this.
Did you know that more than 95% of the population wear the wrong size shoes? Did you know that your foot grows your whole lifetime? When was the last time you had your feet measured? Wearing the wrong size shoes is the #1 cause of foot problems. Come into Top Shoes and let us measure your feet and fit you properly. If your feet hurt, or you don't want your feet to hurt, come into Top. And while you're at it, join our Tip Top Shoppers Club and receive free shoes.
Introducing fresh taste salads from Sonic. As in made to order by hand with care for your very own fresh taste salad. At Sonic, we make them the way you'd make them at home, if you had the time. We start with the freshest ingredients, add your choice of tender grilled chicken, crispy jumbo popcorn chicken, or Santa Fe grilled chicken. You even get your pick of your favorite Hidden Valley dressings. So try a new fresh taste salad from Sonic today. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Frank, what are you doing here? Wife says me we're out of Coke. You? Sorry.
First one to aisle 5 buys the other.
Yeah, you're on.
Yo, Tony Stewart, you jumped the green flag again.
Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop trapped in my car.
Walter.
Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Case of Coke says I need you to register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
The Express Entertainment crew trying to fire up their hometown team by sticking in an emotional scene from the movie Miracle. But the question is, does hockey really transform into baseball? Well, I never thought so. We'll see if it happens here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Travelers 7, Express 3. Cam Esslinger is back for his second inning of work. He gave up 1 hit against 3 batters, but retired the final 2 of the 8th to set us up with the bottom third of the order. David Matranga is 0 for 3. Hector Jimenez and John Topolsky follow. Esslinger's first pitch is high on a check swing. And on the appeal, the first base umpire, Kaiser, says he did not go around. 0-1 ball count. Matranga grounded out twice. Slide to center once. Esslinger's 1-0 is grounded towards shortstop. And Callaspo backhanded. The throw to first base is in time for out number 1. Esslinger has set down 3 in a row. Hector Jimenez coming up now for the Express. Jimenez doubled and scored in the 3rd inning. Flied out to the track in left field in the 4th. And grounded to the first baseman Elwood on a tough chopper in the 7th inning. He'll step in left-handed against the righty Esslinger. From the stretch, Esslinger's high leg kick and a slider for a called strike. Jimenez fooled on that pitch, but we did show bunt. He brought the bat back and took it. 0-1 count on the young catcher, Jimenez. Esslinger pitching very well right now. The next pitch missing outside, 1-1. Cam hasn't allowed a run since that blown save last Monday against Round Rock, a game he'll never forget. And he is responding to the call so far. There's a slider called strike 2. 1-2 on Jimenez. Grabbed ahead by 4 with 1 out in the 9th. Jimenez asks for timeout, and it's granted. Just a quick timeout. Takes a look at his bat. Esslinger steps off the mound. He grabs the rosin, fires it down. Esslinger, always a bundle of nerves, but right now he seems inexplicably calm. Cam peers in, has the sign. Jimenez not choking up. The 1-2 pitch. Did he go? He checks the swing. Strike 3, says the third base umpire, Uchikawa. Jimenez strikes out on Cam Esslinger's slider for the second out of the 9th. This would be one of the most shocking wins of the season for the Travs, considering that it's been the bullpen pitching for the entire game. Marco Sullivan allowed only 2 runs on 3 hits and 3 1/3. Rich Fisher, 1 run on 2 hits in 4 innings. Esslinger has set down 4 in a row. 2 outs in the 9th. John Topolsky, the batter. First pitch on the way, and Topolsky takes it for a called strike. Topolsky homered in the 3rd inning. Slide to right field in the 5th. Called out on strikes in the 7th. The left-handed batter has a 0-1 count. The pitch is down and in, ball 2. Pardon me, ball 1. Scoreboard said ball 1. The scoreboard says 2-0. The count is 1-1. Now to get it right. And Esslinger peers in. 7-3 Travs. 1 out to go. Here's the pitch. Ball 2 down and in. Trav's bullpen against Round Rock carried a 720 earned run average before this game. And today they've been golden. The 2-1. Called strike two. Esslinger has that slider working. One more strike. And there'll be some high fives and butt slaps at second base. The stretch by Cam. Here's the pitch. Inside. Charlton Jimerson on deck. The Express need to load the bases in order to bring the tying run to the plate. No one on base right now. Here's Esslinger's payoff pitch. Swinging a foul off the foot of the catcher, Del Chiaro. The final score has come out of Wichita. Midland wins 5-2, so the Travs can pick up a game on all the East Division teams if Esslinger can get this last out. Tulsa lost 8-7. Frisco was defeated 6-3. Wichita lost 5-2. The Travs now lead 7-3. 2 outs in the ninth. Esslinger ready, and the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul off the third base dugout and back into the field of play. Polsky has fouled away 2 pitches, all of them coming on a 3-2 count. The next payoff pitch, just inside, darn close, ball 4. Half the Travs dugout was ready to come out to celebrate a win. But Esslinger issues a 2-out walk on a very close 3-2 pitch. Charlton Jimerson into the batter's box, had his first hit of the series in the 8th inning, beating out an infield single. He's 1 for 8 with 6 strikeouts. Out to the mound goes the catcher, Del Chiaro, to chat with Esslinger in front of the pitcher's mound. 7-3 Travs. 30-32 record for Arkansas. 7 games to go in the first half, counting this one. Certainly a must-win game, considering the other East Division teams lost. A win would put the Travs to 2 games out with 7 to go. Ball got loose from the left field berm, and Carlos Duncan had to toss it back into the berm area. Now he takes his position in left field. The infield back, the outfield at their normal depth for Jimerson, a right-handed batter. Esslinger's first pitch, a slider down low. Jimerson struck out in the first and third inning, rounded out to third base in the 5th. He always swings hard. Cam's 1-0, a fastball for a strike. 1-1 on Jimerson. Kapolsky left to roam at first. The 1-1, called strike 2. A cut fastball in the outside corner. Gorgeous pitch by Esslinger. Ty Boykin, who watched yesterday's game with misery, standing on the top step of the dugout. Here's Esslinger's pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the game. And the Travs win it 7-3, and you can put it in the book. Good game for the Travs today, one of their most surprising wins of the season. Marco Sullivan, Rich Fisher, and M. Esslinger do the job for the Travs, and they celebrate with high fives and butt slaps at second base. We'll take a break, and we'll return with the Allstate Insurance postgame report here on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380.
That tailgate guy, we all know him. He's the guy whose car is always way too close for comfort. He honks. He flashes his beam. Now, sure, you can teach him a lesson by slamming on your brakes.
but you're a safe driver. So you let him pass, hoping that somewhere down the road, a little speed trap is waiting to greet him. You see, you know that it's people like that tailgate guy that cause accidents. Accidents that can raise everyone's insurance rates. At Allstate, they think you deserve to be rewarded for not stooping to his level. So if you've got a safe record, Allstate can save you up to 25% off your auto insurance. Safe drivers cost everyone less. They should pay less. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
For more information, visit your local Allstate agent. Call 1-800-ALLSTATE or click on allstate.com. Allstate, proud sponsor of the 2004 U.S. Olympic team. Discount on insurance offered only with select companies and subject to availability and qualifications. Discount amount may be lower and applies to most major coverages. Allstate Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
It started just like fun, socially. A sweet potato here, a churro there. I mean, what's the big deal? Just a few carbohydrates, right? But then the craving started. Crackers, pancakes, toast points, it didn't matter as long as it had carbs. I started ignoring my friends and family unless they had just made lasagna. Luckily, that's when my bartender told me about Miller Lite. With half the carbs of Bud Light, you can enjoy a great tasting, less filling beer without having to ride the C train. Don't let carbs ruin your life. Miller, good call.
For 12 ounces, Miller Lite contains 3.2 grams carbohydrates. Bud Light contains 6.6 grams. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. KDXE, North Little Rock.
A well-played game all around for the Arkansas Travelers as they defeat the Round Rock Express by the final score of 7-3. They pick up a game on the East Division teams, and the Travs now 2 games out of first place. Hi, Vance, Bill Elson here with you for the Allstate Insurance Postgame Report. Allstate wants you to know you deserve a relationship with a real person. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Well, the Travs in good hands from the very beginning of the ball game as the first pitch of the game from Tim McClasky was lined into right field for a base hit by Alberto Callaspo. Tommy Murphy then stepped up and doubled past the first baseman Todd Self, knocking in Callaspo all the way from first base for a 1-0 lead. Nick Gorneault came to the plate next. Tommy Murphy stole third. Gorneault had an 0-2 count before delivering an RBI single. Gorneault 0 for 3. Struck out once. He did take a couple walks, and here he lines the 2-strike pitch in the center field for a base hit. Murphy will score easily, and it's 2-0 Arkansas. RBI number 42 on the season for Gorneault. Second on the team to McPherson. That gave the Travs the 2-0 lead. Later in the inning, Jeff Mathis came up with the bases empty. Klasky shakes one side off, shakes off 2 more, and now goes with the fourth option, the 2-2 pitch. The changeup is ripped high and deep to left field. Way back, and you can kiss it goodbye. A solo homer for Jeff Mathis. And that fourth option for McClasky was one he probably shouldn't have taken. Home run number 9 on the season for Mathis. That gave the Travs the 3-1 lead. Marco Sullivan, the surprise emergency starter for the Travs, carried an ERA of 6.61 in this ball game. He set down the 6 of the first 7 batters he faced before coming into the third inning and giving up a leadoff double to Hector Jimenez. John Topolsky came up next and delivered a 2-run homer. This is a bat back and forth. As he holds it close to his hip and he drives it deep to right field. Gorneault going back to the warning track, and it's gone. A 2-run homer for John Topolsky. Topolsky's 7th home run of the season, his second against the Travs, cut the Travs lead to 3-2. But O'Sullivan returns to retire the next 3 batters in order, came back for the 4th inning, allowed a 1-out walk and was replaced by Rich Fisher. Fisher got into a little trouble walking even on coffee, and Dave Matranga's ground ball to shortstop turned into 1 out at second. Matranga beat the relay to first. And then Hector Jimenez stepped up to the plate and delivered a drive to left center field, and Carlos Duncan tracked down right in front of the billboards in left center for the final out of the 4th inning, and the Express wouldn't come close to scoring again until the 8th inning. Travs, meanwhile, started to put the game away thanks to a few miscues by Express infielders. In the 5th inning, McClasky walked Mike Elward to start the frame. Then Brent Del Chiaro doubled Mike to third base. Carlos Duncan stepped up, hit a hard grounder to the third baseman Matranga. He got caught back on his heels. The ball went underneath his glove and between his legs for an error with Melward for a Travs 4-2 lead. Travs would leave one man on base as Duncan was picked off and Murphy grounded out to end the inning. But the Travs tacked on 3 more unearned runs in the 6th. Gorneault led off with a base hit to left field. Mathis a one-out single to left. And then Rudy Gomez with a double play grounder to the shortstop Whiteman. His flip to second baseman Coffey was dropped. That allowed the run to score from second as Gorneault scored his first run of the ball game. Mike Elworth then walked, and Del Chiaro came up. Del Chiaro facing Philip Barzilla, who replaced McClaskey, hit a ground ball to the shortstop again. Whiteman tried to turn 2. They did get the out at second, but Coffey dropped the ball. It rolled way away from him as Elworth slid hard into second base. Both Mathis and Gomez scored on the play, and the Travs had themselves a 7-2 advantage. Rich Fisher had set down 11 of 12 batters until the 8th inning when Charlton Jimerson beat out a ground ball to second base for a single. Mike Rodriguez then walked, and Whiteman slid out to center for the first out. Cam Esslinger then came on in relief. Todd Self greeted him with an RBI single to center, but Esslinger would retire Mike Hill on a fly out to center, got even on Coffey to bounce out to second base, and the Express went down to the 9th inning, leaving one runner on, and the Travs win it 7-3. The winning pitcher, Rich Fisher, he's 3-7. Tim McClaskey takes the loss. His record drops to 3-2. There was no save. The homers in the ball game. Jeff Mathis hit his 9th. John Topolsky hit his 6th. The Travs moved to 31 wins against 32 losses, while Round Rock drops to 42-22, and the season series between the Express and the Travs is tied at 3 games apiece. We'll return after this break on the Allstate Insurance postgame report with the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard across the Texas League and the Majors here on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Frank, what are you doing here? Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry. First one to aisle 5 buys the other. Coke. Yeah, you're on. Yo, Tony Stewart, he jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop trapping my car. Yeah, that's off. Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Case of Coke says I need you to register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
Introducing fresh taste salads from Sonic. As in made to order by hand with care for your very own fresh taste salad. At Sonic, we make them the way you'd make them at home, if you had the time. We start with the freshest ingredients, add your choice of tender grilled chicken, crispy jumbo popcorn chicken, or Santa Fe grilled chicken. You even get your pick of your favorite Hidden Valley dressings. So try a new fresh taste salad from Sonic today. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Back at the Dell Diamond as kids get to run the bases after the Sunday night home games here in Round Rock. They run the bases that the Travs ran today in the 7-3 win against the Express as Arkansas picks up a game in the East Division standings, and that's because we go through our Texas League scoreboard brought to you by Southwest Airlines. El Paso down Tulsa 8-7 in 11 innings with Chris Snyder hitting his 10th home run of the season and Eric LeClaire picking up his 3rd win in the bullpen. Pete Chikaris allowed a run in the 11th, but still struck out the final batter, Ryan Seeley, with a tying run in scoring position. Chikaris saved his 9th of the year. Garrett Stimson allowed 4 runs, all in the top of the 11th. He takes his 2nd loss of the year. 3 RBIs for Doc Brooks, including a 3-run triple in the top of the 11th inning. Dan Ugla chipped in with 4 hits, and the Diablos send the Drillers to that 11-inning loss. Frisco will lose it today out at San Antonio as the Missions win 6-3. Hunter Brown delivered his 6th home run of the season. Shin Chu and Luis Oliveros each with 2 hits. Winning pitcher was Chris Keith, 5 strong innings for a 2nd win. Travis Hughes took the loss in relief. He's 3-3. And Rickett Thompson struck out 2 in an inning and 2/3 to save his 7th of the season. And Midland, a 5-2 winner against Wichita at Lawrence Dumont Stadium as the Wranglers have lost 5 of 6 ball games. Midland got a 2-run homer from John Weber, his 4th. A solo homer from 3rd baseman Francis Gomez, his 4th. Weber has 10 home runs on the year. Winning pitcher Ben Fritz goes 7 innings for his 6th win of the season. Marcus Gwynn struck out 2 in the 9th for save number 4. Wes Wilkerson allowed 4 runs and 2 1/3 out of a pen, and the Wichita righty drops to 0-1. So, the Texas League standings a little bit more in our favor after yesterday's Travs defeat Arkansas, the only East Division team to win. So Arkansas now 2 games in back of Tulsa, with Wichita 1 game out and Frisco a game and a half out. 2 games separate 4 teams with 6 games to go. The West Division already decided, of course. Round Rock already clinching the West Division championship for the first half. Now to the Major League. Plenty of final scores with 1 game in progress. Boston looking to hammer down the 4-1 victory against Los Angeles on the top of the ninth at Fenway Park. All the other scores are finals as Oakland crushes Pittsburgh 13-3. The Pirates have lost 8 games in a row. Mark Kotsay finished 4 for 4. Scott Hatteberg hit a home run and had 2 hits. Rubio Durazo 3 for 5. Winning pitcher Mark Mulder moved his record to 8-2, while Kip Wells dropped to 3-5. The Angels today lose in 15 innings to the Cubs by the final score of 6-5. The Angels lose a game to the Athletics in the standings. Angels now tied for second with the Rangers. They're 2.5 games in back of first place Oakland. The winning run scored in the 15th inning on a single by Todd Walker from former Travs in that ball game. Garrett Anderson also returned to action. He hit a home run, his 3rd of the season. Sean Figgins finished 2 for 7. Casey Cox was 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. His average down to 218. Alfredo Amezaga was 1 for 5. Angels used 5 pitchers. Matt Hensley took the loss in 4 innings, allowing that 1 run. Francisco Rodriguez, 2 scoreless innings. He lowers his ERA to 1.25. Too bad for the Angels, though, as they lose 6-5. Elsewhere in interleague play, it was the Seattle Mariners defeating Montreal 8-1, with Joe Pinheiro winning just his 2nd game of season. Pinheiro, a very strong start, going 8, striking out 8, allowing 6 hits, 1 run and 1 walk. Sox beating Atlanta by the final of 10-3, with Frank Thomas and Joe Creedy hitting home runs. Creedy has 10. Big Hurt is hit 16. Mark Gurley runs his record to 7-3. Gurley goes 8 innings, allowing 8 hits on 3 runs, 4 strikeouts. His record against 7-1. Philadelphia Phillies 2-1 winners against the Minnesota Twins. They come from behind for the victory. RBIs for the Phillies were Chase Utley and Ricky Lachey. Winning pitcher was Real Cormier, the former Trav, won his 3rd of the season. Billy Wagner saved his 9th with 2 strikeouts in the 9th inning. Aaron Foltz took the loss for the Twins. He drops to 2-2. Mets over the Royals at Kauffman Stadium, 5-2. Tom Glavine and Mike Piazza lead the Mets to that win. Glavine goes 7 2/3 innings, allowing only 2 unearned runs on 1 walk and 4 hits. 5 strikemen has lowered his ERA to 2.03. Braden Looper saved his 12th with a quick 9th inning, and Piazza hit a 2-run homer, his 14th of the season. Former Wrangler Zach Greinke took the loss for the Royals. His record drops to 1-2. Other finals in the American League ballpark: St. Louis crushing Texas by the final of 13-2. R.A. Dickey does not make it out of the 2nd inning as he gives up 9 runs on 8 hits in an inning in the 3rd. The Cardinals jumped on him quickly as Hector Luna had 3 hits, including a triple and 2 RBIs. John Mabry hit his 3rd home run, a 3-run shot. Yadier Molina with 3 RBIs as well. Scott Rowland homers, his 17th. Tony Womack finished with 2 hits and 2 runs scored. Roger Cedeno homered, had 3 hits and scored twice. William picked up win. He's 6-4. His record drops to 4-6 as well. Arizona winners at Toronto 5-3 with a big unit winning his 9th of the season. Scott Hairston homered for the 4th time. Tampa Bay 3-2 winners over Colorado. Jesus Colome, the winner, is 1-0. Sean Chacon, the loser, drops to 0-4. The winning run scored in the bottom of the 9th inning on a single by Julio Lugo, bringing home Carl Crawford. Florida 9-2 winners at Detroit as Dontrelle Willis goes the distance for his 6th win of the season. Strikes out 8, doesn't walk a batter, allows 2 runs on 7 hits. Jason Johnson drops to 4-7. Florida got a homer and 4 hits from Juan Pierre, his 1st home run of the season. Pierre also scored 4 runs. Another final out of Yankee Stadium, a crazy game as the Padres led it by 2 runs into the bottom of the 9th inning. Trevor Hoffman gives up back-to-back homers by Kenny Lofton and Hideki Matsui to tie it. Padres scores 3 times in the 12th, but the Yankees come back and win it with 4 runs in the bottom of the 12th inning. In the final, Yankees 6, Padres 5. Cleveland winners at Cincinnati 10-8. That game actually played at Jacobs Field in Cleveland. The headlines go to Ken Griffey Jr. as he hits his 18th home run of the season, the 499th of his career. Willie Mopena hit a grand slam in the first inning as the Reds blew a 4-run lead. Cleveland got home runs from Coco Chris, Omar Vizquel, and Matt Lawton. 2 hits each from Chris and Ronnie Belliard as well as Lawton. Winning pitcher in relief was Matt Miller. Jose Jimenez saves his 5th of the season. Our last final score comes from Milwaukee, where the Houston Astros defeat the Brewers by the final of 5-4. Jeff Kent and Jose Vizcaino hit home runs. Dan Michelli picks up the win in relief. Octavio Dotel saves his 12th. Ben Sheets took the loss. He drops to 5-4. You are now up to date across the major leagues and the Texas League, thanks to the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. And don't forget, you can always log on for low fares online at www.southwest.com. We'll come back for a final word to wrap up this broadcast. After this, on the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
Americans are used to paying a little more for convenience. $5 extra for the guy to bring the pizza to your house. A higher price tag on the aspirin at the convenience store. But Allstate actually charges you less to make things more convenient. If you insure your house and your car with Allstate, you'll save money. Up to 10% off the auto bill and 15% off the home insurance. If you ever need to use that insurance, you'll have the convenience of having only one agent to call. The Allstate home and auto discounts. More convenient, more reasonable. You shouldn't have to pay more for convenience. That's Allstate's stand. Are you in good hands?
Find out. Visit your local Allstate agent. Call 1-800-ALLSTATE or click on Allstate.com. Allstate, proud sponsor of the 2004 U.S. Olympic team. Discounted insurance offered only with select companies and subject to availability and qualifications. Discount amounts may be lower. Allstate Insurance Company and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
A very well played game for the Travs today as they defeat the Round Rock Express by the final score of 7-3. Fans Phil Wilson here with you as we wrap things up on the Allstate Insurance postgame report. Well, if you'd have told me the Travs would be winning this ball game because of the pitching from Marco Sullivan, Rich Fisher, and Cam Esslinger, I'd have told you were a liar. But apparently the trio of O'Sullivan, Fisher, and Esslinger made me a liar, and what a great job they did today as they pitched the Travs to the 7-3 win against Round Rock, and they even the series against the Express of 1 game apiece. More importantly, the Travs have picked up a game in the East Division as the only East Division team to win today, so the Travs will start tomorrow 2 games out of first place, in last place, by the way, with only 6 games left to go. To run down the final totals, the Travs scored 7 runs on 9 base hits, no errors. Arkansas leaving only 3 runners on base. Round Rock, 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 big errors. That leads to 3 unearned runs, and the Express leaving 7 runners on. Winning pitcher is Rich Fisher, his first victory in 2 months, and his 3rd of the season against 7 losses. Tim McClaskey takes the loss. He drops to 3-2. The game is played in 2 hours and 51 minutes. The paid attendance, 9,228 at the Dell Diamond. Travs record up to 31-32. They'll look to even their record tomorrow against the Express. Round Rock drops to 42-22. No question in my mind, the BC Powder players of the game today is going to be the trio of Travs pitchers, Marco Sullivan, Rich Fisher, and Cam Esslinger. In a day when the bullpen was slated to go the distance, they went the distance and pitched wonderfully. O'Sullivan, 3 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. One of his best outings in a while. Rich Fisher goes 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It is earned. 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Esslinger an inning and 2/3. 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Too bad no save for Esslinger, but he did come out very well and pitched beautifully today against the Express. So those will be the BC Powder players of the game. And don't forget, fans, that BC Powder is the official pain reliever of the Arkansas Travelers because BC gets into your system fast and therefore goes to work fast. For headaches, backaches, or muscle pain, nothing works faster than a BC used as directed. Well, we finish off this, actually, no, we don't finish it off. We play the 3rd game of this series. When am I in such a hurry to leave this gorgeous ballpark? Game 3 of the series tomorrow. as the Travs send left-hander Willie Collazo to the mound on 3 days rest. His record 1-4 and an ERA at 5.00. DJ Holton takes the mound for Round Rock, right-hander with a record of 4 wins against 3 losses and an ERA at 3.88. First pitch tomorrow coming at 7:05, and we'll have our ITT Tech pregame show at 6:45 right here on the Ticket Total Sports 1380. Big thanks back at the studios to Dan Floyd and his daughter Lindsay Floyd for answering the phone. And this is Phil Elson. For everybody else at the ballpark in Little Rock, and for everyone here at the Dell Diamond, thanks for tuning in. Again, your final score from Round Rock, the Arkansas Travelers 7 and the Round Rock Express 3. Folks, that's it. We'll be talking baseball again tomorrow night.
You've been listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the Ticket Total Sports 1380. Arkansas Travelers Baseball is made possible by Miller Lite, ITT Technical Institute, Coca-Cola, Sonic Drive-In, BC Powder, and by Allstate Insurance. Be sure to catch all of the Travs games this year on the Ticket Total Sports 1380.